lot of you question whether or not I'm here for truth. Question if I was a real flat earther or not. Well, the reality of it is there are no flat earthers. There are only globe deniers. Every flat earth evidence really is just a globe phenomenon, explained by the globe. Don't you see that? See, I'm still here for truth. Now there are certain people in my way. What is up, party people? All right. So actually, I had a really good day of listening to a lot of streams. I listened to a little bit of Jose's, listened to a little bit of Jim's over at Debate Flat Earth and more. Very interesting. But I did come across a video that we're going to talk about in a little bit, having to do with the horizon. I'll give you guys a real quick preview of what I'm talking about. And that would be this, from Heath Carmody. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of him before, but he does like a lot of like computer stuff. It was actually odd that I saw him doing this, but we were going to talk about this in a little bit. I just want to let you guys see that. And then other than that, yeah, we're going to see where it goes. Have open topic, talk about anything. I do know Montreal has been talking a lot about the open closed system stuff. I wouldn't mind talking about that. But the main thing we're going to talk about is the horizon stuff. But other than that, I'm going to go over to the Discord right now. I'm not going to bullshit and rant your ears off or anything. See what's going on over here. Let me unmute them first. There we go.
Well, yeah, I was actually going to go to Chicago and then to obviously
peoples.
Fayetteville.
Hello, Sean.
I'm so happy I
Hello.
came in and it was perfect timing to cut off Stingray.
You waited for that, right?
I did. I did. I could see you lighting up and everything.
I know.
How you guys doing?
Carlos, my brother from another mother. I've not seen you in ages.
Holy
How are you,
shit. What's up, Brian? I haven't seen you in ages. Fuck Carlos.
Dang.
Well, I just saw you the other day, Carlos.
I know.
I haven't seen Brian in a long time.
I know, Brian.
You
Good to hear your voice.
You saw me in Jim's earlier today.
Yeah, that's not the same. I meant here. I heard you. Yeah, I hear you all the time. I meant here. Welcome back.
I just haven't caught your shows, man. I didn't realize they were going on.
Yeah, oh man, that pisses me off because I'll be watching a live stream and then I'll go look at my subscription, the subscription list. Still not there. This is getting ridiculous. And then speak of the devil of that, fucking, I don't know what happened. A few of you guys asked me if I was going live earlier. No, I wasn't even on YouTube let alone go to a live link to start it. I don't know what the hell that was. If any of you guys got that notification, I don't know how you got a notification that I wasn't going live, or that I was going live and I didn't even set it up. Yet when I set it up, no one gets it.
Notification that said you went live for 7 seconds and then the stream ended.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
You're being hacked.
Well, you would think so, except for the fact that the way my YouTube and my OBS is set up, you have to do too many steps to just go live. Because there's the 3 choices. You can go live right now, instantly, event where you set it up, and then there's the new stream one. It's basically the same thing as event. But because I saw Truth Stands Alone, he typed in my chat, and I saw it. But it was on the setup for the go live instantly. But to do that, I would have had to put that key stream into my OBS, and my OBS isn't set up to that. Like I right now, I couldn't click go live if I wanted to on the regular live. It doesn't have the same string key as my encoder. It's weird.
Well, we're here, and it's good to be here.
Yeah, good that you're here, Carlos.
Oh yeah, how come?
I was just saying, I was trying to be nice.
Oh, okay, dang.
Yeah, he didn't mean it.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, you came in yesterday and you were like, poop in your shoe or some shit. And then you left.
Yeah, well, I had to. Sometimes I just need to step out. Sometimes when it comes to the whole, yeah, just sometimes it's pointless. I've heard the arguments and stuff so many times that it's like, yeah, this ain't going nowhere. Nothing new is gonna come out today. So I just really step out,
And that, I think, is probably the best thing. Not for you. I'm just saying in general, because I mean, this week has been a big week on the panel. Like, the acts of, the way people act on a panel has been a big situation lately. I don't know if I wouldn't even call it a situation, because a lot of the situations I can see, I actually understand a few of the reasons and why people, are having their situations happen. But yeah, it's one of those things that sometimes some people just need to step back or just listen in if they know it's going to happen.
Sometimes I just get tired of talking about looking over water. Like, why are we still here? And that's one of the reasons why I stepped out for a long time, because it was just this tower, this oil rig, there's a black swan, and Hispanic swan, brown swan, white supremacy. I mean, I was like, I'm done.
And the thing is, I actually agree.
Happier than ever. I'll be telling you that, happier than ever. And yesterday, when I was getting Jose, it's like, can you cut this off and we can open the panel? Then they opened the panel, and then I can't remember who started, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is not what I was trying to get. We're trying to get back to the good old days, man.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, so I'm happy you actually said that. All right, you're here because I'm going to change the subject, but not. Did you see Nathan Thompson's upload?
No, I have not. What happened?
He was having a Sagan Farmers.
What, the one where he's blubbing his eyes out?
Yeah, he's drunk as fuck and just blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I just thought, Nathan probably really wishes Carlos was there at that moment.
Here we go. Speaking of the good old days, just show the video.
Oh, I've said it 2 times already.
Which video? The one he just did, or are you talking about the one you and him had an intimate conversation?
That one. Let's just get it out.
I still have to. No, I honestly, I have to find it. Let's keep it real. I actually have to find it. That's one of those people. It was one of those situations where hearing it twice could damage your ears, and I'm worried. I'll find it. I promise you.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a note of it right now.
Let me ask you something, man. Let me ask you something.
Let me jot it down real quick.
Oh man, I love how he what's his name didn't get the joke that I was making. I was asking what was his favorite wood chopping.
Say again?
Uh,
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, everybody but him got it. It was.
But whilst you're doing that, can Crashes and they and them just kiss and make up?
For real.
Kiss.
Well, they seem to be having a bit of a spat at the moment, and I don't know why.
I know, because each of them both believe that they are some bacon god.
Oh, it's not still this fucking bacon thing.
Yeah. And it's already been settled. It's settled. We were going to I was going to have them debate, but then I sat back and I thought about, what do I want in my gods? Because, it's like a video game. You can do the attributes and shit. I prefer my god. No, wait, let me rephrase that. I know my god don't put pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
So in that sense, it is impossible. It is complete hogwash that Crash could possibly be a bacon god. And it's going to hurt his feelings, I said that. But it's the truth. It is what it is.
Yeah.
But on a lighter note, what are you guys up to? How's everyone doing? You guys all
Quarantine.
locked down?
Yeah, I think I'm going to pull an all-nighter because I'm not going anywhere tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm currently quarantined.
Wait. But don't people need their satellite services and all that stuff? Who's doing that?
My coworkers.
Wait. So they're doing work and you're sitting at home.
Yeah. I had a possible contact with somebody who had the.
Ooh, Carlos. So wait, let me get this straight. There's a chance you were infected by the COVID-19.
Yeah, waiting on results to see if the person I was in contact with, might have it or not.
When will you find out?
Should be another 4 or 5 days, maybe.
It's a long effing time.
Yep.
Do you have symptoms?
Nah, I'm just being responsible.
Oh, so you weren't told to stay home. You made that choice yourself.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm out.
So you could be a carrier right now. It would explain a lot. Yeah, that brings to another point.
I could be a
if
muley.
you guys are coming across, for instance, Flat Earth Fokker, Karen B, Glowbusters, or any of these channels that are putting out that clear hoax bullshit, do me a favor, flag them. Because now I see exactly why. Because again, I'm on that weird fence. Because I like to consider myself a conspiracy skeptic, Davros. And again, I've always spouted that these type of people, that auto hoaxers, they make my research and explanations when I'm talking to you guys. It makes it really hard because I have to really think about how I bring it out, because I don't want to sound like someone who thinks fucking the towers were taken down by a computer generated fucking plane. Shut the fuck up. I don't have time for that shit. And
hey, shout out. I was going to say shout out to Robbie Davidson, one of the few flat earthers who are actually saying, you know what, don't be an idiot and stay home.
Yeah, I mean, this is getting fucking ridiculous, and you see right away why this shit is spreading, because there are people out there that act like these fucking idiots, and I hate fucking being an asshole, but these people are fucking idiots to the 10th degree, no doubt about it. And to me, it's more dangerous than the fucking actual virus. That's what I think.
Oh well, they are the virus.
Essentially, yeah.
I don't suppose anyone heard about Toilet Seat Girl.
Yeah. I love that. Anyone doing that fucking Corona challenge shit, please do it. Please go. I want to see more videos. Everyone that is willing to lick a fucking toilet seat needs to die today.
Yeah, Yeah, and she got it, and it's well deserved. She earned it.
Yeah, well, I talked about it before. There was a NBA basketball player who was at a conference, and he was pretty much giving that attitude of ha ha ha. He touches everything, touches any interview, any reporter, anything in his arm's distance, starts touching the walls, the table, everything. 2 days later,
that.
Yeah, 2 days later, he ends up being positive for corona. It's like all these fucking morons that think this is a joke. Why don't you all just find a community of dumb people? I mean, of people like-minded, and just get the coronavirus like a fucking chickenpox party, and then see who lasts. And I hate talking like that, but god damn, at what point? Like, you can't, like, talking to Chris yesterday. It was on the side of it was a double-edged sword talking to him on that, because for one, it was very clear to me he's scared. That all his rhetoric about it comes from fear. He's scared. I don't care what the fuck he says. That motherfucker's scared as shit, and he should be. We all should be. Because even after the conversation took its toll yesterday, he actually asked a question that was fucking insanely great, and I wish he would have said it from the beginning, because then we wouldn't have looked at him like he was trying to say it was a hoax. He's not saying it's a hoax. What you guys were listening to is a grown man that has no idea what the fuck's going on, and he's scared as shit, just like all of us should be. Period. And that's the realization. I'm not talking shit at all for what I think Chris's real reasoning for yesterday's reaction was, because I feel the same way. I'm scared as shit. I don't know what's next. Who does? And if you're not worried, you're a dumb motherfucker. Why? Because you don't know, and you're letting what other flat earthers tell you, or other dumbasses tell you it's not real. I think they all need to find a state, hang out together, and see what happens.
And then we build a wall around it.
Yeah, there you go. I'd pay for that shit.
I keep saying we need work camps.
Yeah, it's
round them up, put them in them, and then see how they get on.
And what's even worse, and it's so obviously I'm not on their live stream, their notoriety viewership scale, but the realization is that even myself, with less views than they do, and subs, I still do have to remember that I have some accountability for what's said here, which is why I love making it very fucking clear. I'm stupid as shit. Don't take anything I'm saying as fact. Use anyone on my panel or I say as a stepping stone for your own research. I've said that so many fucking times, it just blurts out. And I say that because I understand I'm accountable for some, whether it be a small, minute amount of anything, I still am accountable. Blue does uploads, talking, explaining things. He is accountable. Everyone that does something online, if you're on a panel explaining something, whether you're not directly accountable or whether or not what you say may have nothing to do with society, nothing will go wrong, it's still that way.
Well, I love that they keep saying that it's a hoax when they don't know anyone who has it. I've had it. I went through that, and I was. It's not fun. Let me tell you, it's not fun.
The coronavirus, or you're just saying it's something like that?
No. I had it before they knew what it was, and then in later testing, they revealed, yeah, that's what you had. But thankfully, you got through it, and I did, because I didn't know what it was either, because I don't get sick very often. But I just sort of like, okay, this sounds like a flu. And if this is going to get me, this is probably going to be a nasty flu, so I'd better just stay away from people. And it's pretty easy because I can just stay home. And I don't like people because they have cooties anyway, so I usually stay inside.
I'm not going to lie. I feel the same way. I'm like, fuck people. Quarantine? No, thank you.
We just got our first, in the small village that I'm in, I think my village is only like, I don't know, maybe 400 people, I guess. Maybe. We've just got a confirmed case about, I don't know, probably about 200 meters from me. A gentleman on the next street. Confirmed case. How
many people?
How many? I don't know how big this is. 400, I'm guessing? Was it
as
more?
of 2011, it was 3,870.
Oh Jesus! Okay, so my village might be bigger than I actually think it
You
is.
said about 400. I thought, well, just the little bit I ride through to get onto the A5's fucking bigger than that.
Is it? Well, yeah. My spatial awareness in ground population surveying probably isn't brilliant.
How long?
Everybody left town.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, no, but I mean, like, but just 2 streets. Well, 1 street over, to be honest, is quite a serious thing.
Well, good thing it wasn't the other way, or it would have been farmers, right?
Now he's in a completely different village, like
Got
way
neighbors. Just
miles
get it
and
over
miles,
with.
miles.
Just get it over with.
Actually, Silverstone isn't that much smaller. I've just looked, and as of the same census, we were 2,170.
I've just got to say something to SE Montreal. SE, you were told so many times that no one claims what you're claiming we claim to be able to knock down. You need to stop it now, or else I'm going to start saying that you say all human species are men. And I can prove you wrong really easily and make myself feel good, but because you didn't say it, it's meaningless to do so. And also, if you want to see pressure next to a vacuum, look at a plasma vacuum chamber.
Why do we keep saying next to a vacuum? Why don't we just...
That's what Flat Earth keeps showing, isn't it?
Well, one of the things that I do know that is constantly, it should be said more and cleared. It's not container. It's what contains. Gravity is what contains these things. We don't need a container. It's not about a container.
He keeps saying our model is based on gas pressure next to a vacuum. No, the only people who state that are flat earthers. We do not have a gas pressure next to a vacuum. That's not how our atmosphere works.
Yeah, so congratulations, SE Montreal. You are fighting the good fight against what your own flat earth proponents say. Well done.
Yeah.
Just leave him to it, Jesus. If he's got the arguments against what we say, then bring them, but stop with the bullshit. It's pointless.
He ran away from me on a chance to debate me, so I'm not too worried about him. He's just all talk. He just wants to start up with people and get attention because he's got nothing better to do, no job, no life, no girlfriend, whatever.
Wow, that was a pretty deep,
scathing.
Yeah.
Well, hey, if he can say what he wants and I claim it's true, I can.
I wouldn't say that, Jesus.
Damn.
I think SE's all right, mate, to be honest. But his belief system's fucked, and what he says sometimes is.
So Davros, thank you for the super chat. Davros says, "Space is vacuous, not a vacuum." Boom.
Yeah, space is vacuous. Yeah,
I like that word.
Yeah, but not a vacuum. It's a vacuum, but it's not a perfect vacuum. That's why we don't call it a perfect vacuum, because it isn't.
And there's no such thing.
All the vacuum of space is pretty much the absence of air pressure. That's all it is.
The absence of air pressure in that space.
Yep.
It's not a vacuum.
There we go. Nessie Montreal says gravity is your container. Wow. Yes, well done. You're fine.
No, hang on. Gravity is what contains.
Yeah. And he now says we're delusional. Montreal. Bless.
I like Montreal.
Everybody's telling you you've got it wrong.
I know. I don't mind Montreal the person, but his belief system is so funny sometimes. He's one of those dudes that's in the corner, and you just look at him, and you just want to go pat him on the head and go, "He'll be all right one day. He'll be all right."
What the fuck?
Reminds me on Dazed and Confused when this character called Dawson. I don't know if you saw this movie. It's a stoner movie about the 70s.
I don't remember.
Right, but like he's like okay, class is in session. He comes up to the door because he's obviously cutting class, and he's like trying to embarrass this one girl sitting in the front row. He's like, "Come on, come on, let's go, make out, come on, run." And the teacher catches him and he said, "Dawson, I thought I told you to get out of here." And so he tries to hit on the teacher, and the teacher just sort of just gives that stone cold blank face and just pats him on the head like ba ba ba, and then closes the door on him. That's all I think of.
What film was that?
Dazed and Confused.
Dazed and Confused. No, that just means a Led Zeppelin track to me.
Yeah, that didn't sound like a stoner movie.
No, come on, man. That's a cult movie that came out what was it? Just before.
Oh, okay. I know this one.
Dave Chappelle one.
Yeah, I know this one. It's good. It's good.
Great music.
No, not seen that one.
I've got an app. Does anybody have an iPad here, or do we have iPads and things?
No.
No.
No, we're grown-ups.
Yeah.
That's not actually that funny, but okay.
It was. Everyone else got it except for the guy with the iPad.
Yeah.
Well, no, I was just saying. I'll wait a minute. I'll go up against anybody Mac versus PC every day of the bastard week. But there's an app on the iPad.
Anyway, what's up, Blue? How you doing?
I'm gonna say, yeah, but you'd find this interesting, Sean. What I was about to say. There's an app on the iPad which is called LumaFusion, which is a full video editing suite, and I'm looking at it now. I just bought it. It's absolutely fantastic.
Why
I don't know
would
whether it's for Android
rat's
as well.
ass about that? I don't have an iPad.
It might be on Android as well. Oh no, probably won't be. Yeah,
yeah. I have this thing called a computer, and I can do editing there, where all my files are.
Yes, of course you can. Well, I can do them on the fucking train while you're stuck in the house editing. How's that?
Bitch, I got an iPhone. What are you talking about?
Well, this would work on that
everything.
as well. This would work on that as well. LumaFusion.
Oh yeah, that's all I need to leave my house and think about fucking all this shit nonstop. Nah. I like to do my editing on my computer at home, not while I'm out.
That's why I leave my house.
Exactly. Get the fuck away.
Yeah, precisely.
You know, laptops are portable too.
I don't like charging shit.
What they call them, laptops.
Yeah, Stingray, why don't you get a laptop and grow the fuck up?
I've got a MacBook Pro sat at the side of me.
Oh, it hasn't caught fire yet.
But the iPad is a little bit more portable.
Yeah, nothing like having 6 devices that you have to make sure sync everything you need. Sounds so fun.
Oh yeah, the syncing process is really hard. I've got to go out, catch a fish, sacrifice it to a god, wind this wheel, and wait for the rain to go. It fucking does it automatically. Of course it does, Sean. Jesus.
Yeah, but they're not going to be in the same location, so you have to remember 4 different locations. I'm not down for that.
No, I don't have to do anything. It's called iCloud, Sean.
You don't have to do anything because you're busy playing Candy Crush. Grow up.
Oh my god, yes, I'll start Candy Crush. Good call. It's unlimited. It's actually, do you know what Candy Crush did? You know, all these companies stepped up to the mark and all that kind of stuff. Candy Crush gave unlimited lives.
Oh my god! So that so that you won't put the phone down and you'll be more of a chance of you buying more shit. I get it.
Yeah, I know.
Be still my beating heart.
Oh, that's awesome.
How much have you spent on Candy Crush in the past month?
Well, 0. Oh, time wise.
No,
money.
Money.
Oh, 0.
I figured you want to get past that pesky paywall you were talking about.
Yeah, but now I've got unlimited lives, so it's all right.
Wow. Grown man happy he gets unlimited lives on Candy Crush. Mm-hmm. That is amazing.
Well,
I'm only like people that believe in God now. They've got unlimited lives.
Yeah, but the difference is, yeah, for real, they kind of are waiting. You're all in limbo.
How does that work?
That's what you got to do from now on when you're debating whether or not God's real. Just like, all right, well, do you want to be in limbo in life or not?
But to get to the next life, don't you have to lose this one first?
Well, yeah, but you just start again, don't you? It's all right.
Wait.
Is there any guarantee of this, or is this just...
Wait. What Bible says you start over again?
Yeah.
I don't know any Bible that says reincarnation is how it works. I mean, Jesus did, but... Where did he go?
Wait. He can do it.
Wait. After... Because I really actually just realized this. After he was put on the cross, buried or whatever, and came out of the cave, where did he go after that?
Well, to the store, obviously.
Yeah, he's probably hungry. I get it.
You got to get some Cheetos, you know.
God was eating Cheetos.
See, but back then they didn't have rice checks and corn checks, but so he sprinkled some bread and some milk, called it Christ check.
Go away.
I figured Stingray would think it was funny.
Go away.
Okay, so
gotta throw in a dad joke.
Well, we got a few of them here. As long as X doesn't show up, I'll be happy. That motherfucker triggers me. I can't deal with him.
Careful! Don't invoke him.
Oh no, I'll mute his ass. He's one Glover I got issues with. Okay, so this is what, so everyone knows what happened a few days ago. So, and this is sorry, this is why I'm upset again. I got over it. I didn't even thinking about it. Nothing. I wake up this morning. I had woken up probably just as Jose was ending. What I like to do is because I want to kind of know what you guys were talking about. I'll go back 30 minutes, 45 minutes into Jose's stream. I do this every morning, and I start listening. And the first fucking voice I heard was X doing exactly what he was doing, where he's just like, why you're full of shit, we're done talking here. I think Dr. Bob was doing it as well. It was just one of those moments where it's like, oh my god, people haven't figured this shit out yet.
Hate for Channel X gets a lot of hate, and I have not figured it out yet.
He is very, I don't even know what the word is. If I had to think of a word. Huh?
The aggro?
No, he's not even aggro. He's not aggro at all. He never flips out like that. He's just, what's the word when you're all about you? It's not
narcissistic.
Definitely self-absorbed. I'm not gonna say narcissistic because he doesn't ever talk about himself. But he is very much. He acts like he's an authority of flat earthers and what they say. And if what they say is not legitimate, shut up. And it's like, really? Like, if he talks about how this is getting boring or how old it is, how all flat earthers say this, and he's just one of those people that thinks he's got it figured out, and he has it the least figured out. And what irritates me is I know why he's here. He's made it very clear why he's here. He's doing a documentary, and as far as I'm concerned, it's like, if you're not willing to, you don't want to hear nobody, then what the fuck are you here for? You're done with your fucking documentary. Go do that shit. He just aggravates the shit out of me. He's one of those people that acts as if he knows best. He doesn't. He should be one of the people that are the most nicest people because he believes in God openly. And it's like, okay, well, if you believe in God, I'm sorry. And I don't like talking about it, but if I have to talk to him about it, I will, because he aggravates me. He aggravates me the way he talks to people so condescendingly, and just everything about him is just his fucking own head is up his own ass, and I don't like it. He doesn't fit here. Yeah, that's why. Jose, that's why Rumpus doesn't come here. I feel the same way about Rumpus. They all think their shit don't stink. I can't stand that attitude.
I think Flat Earthers got really bitchy of late.
Well, they got all upset because they keep getting shot down. You know, they're butthurt because facts.
No. I meant the scene, not Flat Earthers. I meant the scene. And I said that just obviously after Sean's just gone out on a little bitchy fit. I'm saying,
it's not a bitchy fit. It's called a rant, you fucker. And and you may know, you should know by now, that I'm actually pretty damn good at it.
Oh yeah, no one's questioning your monologuing skills. I'm just saying. I was just commenting that this whole arena is a little bit bitchy of late.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man. It's been like this whole panel thing. And it's I don't know. I've talked about it a bunch of times, having certain people on panels and not panels. This isn't a forum for just anyone. It's not something that everyone can do. Think about it. The amount of people that watch all these live streams compared to the people that are on panels, you guys are a select few.
And even I'm not cut out for some of the panelists that have come from the other side. Now, Brian Lee keeps me such a headache. I can't listen.
Oh,
yeah. I can't even do a panel it's on.
Oh, well, that man's painful.
Well, I've told Jose, the first opportunity he gets, I want to debate Brian. I can give a shit about the shape of the earth debating him. He's not. I don't want to keep talking shit, but I question wholeheartedly his knowledge on grade checking and surveying, etc. in that field. I don't care about the shape. I know he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. He won't admit he's a flat earther. But what he talks about when he talks about the transits and the theodolites and the lasers and all, like, he just doesn't know what he's talking about. And I know that for a fact. Why? Because I do it, and he just is clueless. I would love to just expose, like, I want him to realize he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I can care less about the shape in that discussion. I don't want nothing to do with
Sean,
I don't want to talk science at all with him.
Sean, you're talking about a person who couldn't figure out that if you take 2 square feet, that you can convert it to square inches and then convert it back to 2 square feet.
Oh yeah. That's a lot of the shit I'm seeing. For instance, the video I was talking about, I wanted to watch in a little bit, where it has something to do with the horizon and shit. And Travis is doing the same thing. This is that frustration level that I was always talking about, where you got to decide, either continue on or walk the fuck away. And I'm telling you right now, the conversation with Travis is getting real close to walking the fuck away, because let me go ahead and share this real quick so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. And this is from that Heath guy. Yeah. Let me do this, and then I'll let you go next, Carl. All right. So this, let me get it over to YouTube. If they don't feel like, hey, I want to see it. Okay. So, this guy, his question, or his video title is, "This could be a physical geometric horizon." Now, here's the problem. When you scroll through this, everything he's talking about is that shoreline. People, let's make this very fucking clear so we can stop having this conversation, because it's getting old. Let me go ahead and get to my handy dandy paint. Let me show you guys something. You see this right here? This area? That's called a shoreline, not a fucking horizon. Okay? Let's make that clear. Let me make that a little smaller because it's too big. This area, not the fucking horizon. There you go. All right. We're good.
Please, no one say anything. Oh, damn. Cheers, Brian.
Yeah, you gotta get it faster.
No, Sean's only shared his YouTube window and not actually the hardware overlaying windows.
God damn it.
Desktop region, so it's not coming up. I just want him to carry on with his artwork.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
The best artwork he's ever done. So.
Okay, here we go. I'm going to show it now. You're an asshole. I know.
I was very impressed with his ability to paint with all the colors of the wind.
Fuck you, Brian. You just come back and you're like, shit talking. It's all good. All right, this is what I need to do. There we go. Now you guys can see it. There we go. Okay, so let's start over. This is not the horizon. This is a shoreline. This is the horizon. Pretty simple. Pretty fucking simple. What this isn't, it isn't two horizons. Okay, people? Understand that? It's very clear. And for all those who don't know how to debunk stuff, that's how you debunk something without even having to play it. Done and done. And for the record, Stingray's an asshole.
Oh, we all knew that.
That's a very good Quantum Eraser impression. We should probably Shauna Murray do that.
Oh, I love my little paints. I love them. They're great. No, but it just aggravates me that it's... I guess it's just the information being put out there right now that I know is such bullshit that it's now starting to really aggravate the fuck out of me. Like, for a while I was like, I don't really know, like the whole picking apart videos and all that shit. I'm gonna have to start doing it. It's the only way I can think of it.
Well, it's not much
There's
of an
no
intellectual
information
challenge.
there, just assumption.
Say one more time, Crow.
That's Siren. I was saying there's no any information, assertion of the flat Earth. There's no information.
Absolutely. It is the true definition of pseudoscience. And I don't think if there's any other way of explaining it. It doesn't make sense.
Keep in mind the people you're dealing with, they don't know the difference between flat and level. So,
well, see, that, again, you're stereotyping.
Oh, a lot of them don't.
You're right, and that's another thing. I'm trying to get myself away from this. You're stereotyping. They're not all the same. They're all full. All of Flat Earth's arguments are full of shit. I think because there are definite things that science doesn't know that we can pick apart. We should. I think there are things that don't make sense in general. We should question them. Better understanding things is needed. But this whole presupposition, this whole blah blah blah, like the whole thing of flat Earth is doing so. You are presupposing that everyone is lying.
Yes.
And that's what it is. Because and the reason I like doing the slow, painful process of having conversation with like Travis and whatnot and Seek and Find is literally there is no excuse for you. For instance, I like using Seek and Find as an example. There is no reason for Seek and Find to ask me the question, what are the effects of gravity? I know every time Seek and Find says, what are the effects of gravity? He's being a fucking troll or an asshole. I gotta stop fucking dealing with that shit. I want to talk to flat earthers that actually give a fuck and aren't there just because they don't trust government. I want to know why.
Well, I do like running into those where they're genuinely asking questions. They're like, well, I see this, and so how does this work? And, you explain things to them, and they're like, oh, okay. Not these people that just say, no, you're wrong because of this and that, the ether and the helium band and all that.
Well, the only good part about the streams and those things, for instance, Chris Berry's coming in, is that there are people on the fence. There are people who don't know what the fuck is going on in this community. And I do truly believe that there is a point where if they are seen in the light of how you're a hot mic and Crow, they could see in the light of what's really going on and what that argument is, then it makes it a little easier to deter flat Earth. At the same time, you got to make it pretty clear, what's correct and what's not correct, because there are people out there that don't know their actual science, and that's the big problem. If you don't know science, I'm telling you right now, the flat Earth, globe Earth argument sounds like an argument. The only time it doesn't is once you start understanding what the fuck is going on. That's
I have to disagree with you there, Sean.
How?
You don't need science to combat that. You need all you need is logic and probability built from inference. Do you think? But
that logic and that probability comes from the sciences.
I don't think so. I think, well, put it this way. Ask yourself this question. Do people know that this land is not flat? I'm not going to say what shape it was. Is not flat well before science was established.
Well, from what I read, science was established to start giving some order to what all these different things, right?
Well, yes, but the point there is, imagine a caveman that has developed language skills. So what are the ones past Neanderthals that were around at the same time that we came out of? Homo erectus, that's it, or something like that. Yeah,
that's when we started walking.
Yeah, so imagine developing language skills and being able to determine the geometry, shape, perception of things, and seeing a sunset, and knowing all around you, and just coming up with the general logic that, hang about, this object doesn't change size, and it goes down, and there's got to be a reason for that. And you could be sat there with your big bloody slate on a rock and just playing with this other rock and figure out that it's not flat. You didn't need science. You needed a flat rock and a round rock and your eyeball.
Well, the problem with what you said is I was actually, god damn, I just broke my headphones. Hang on. The problem with what you're saying is that basically, no, because again, science isn't a thing. It's they were doing science. Science isn't a thing. You don't put science on the table.
No, but do you think Homo erectus using a rock and a flat, using a round rock and a flat rock, and just kind of looking at it in their own kind of analytical way at the time, based on their understanding, do you think that's science?
Say it one more time.
I don't.
Say it one more time.
So Homo erectus is sat there and is trying to figure out what this fucking big glowing thing is in the sky and where the piss in hell it goes, and he's got a flat bit of rock and a round rock, and he puts his eye down on this flat bit of rock, and he's got this other rock in the sky, and he gets it down to the surface and realizes that it never goes away unless it goes behind this flat bit of rock. Is that science or is that logic?
Science. Science.
Well, if that is science, then yes.
I believe that science, which gives understanding to the logic. Because you could, if you don't understand, or you don't have any processing of how or what's going on, you don't have, how do you say it? You don't look into it. Science isn't a thing. It's the knowledge obtained from these think tanks. I don't know how to express it right now, but it's not a thing. You don't science something. Science is a process. Science is the doing of.
Yeah, but if science is the doing of, then everything is science. Me breathing is science. Me looking at the sun and thinking nothing is science. So how do you determine what is science?
Okay, in your analogy, you said the caveman looked at the sun. That's not science. You said the caveman looked down, picked up two rocks. That's not science. The second he put his eye on it and a thought in his brain went flat, round, anything to what's going on with these two things, it became science. If I'm sitting here right now and I have a pencil and a lighter in my hand and I'm going, what would happen if? That's science. So I suppose
in the loosest definition, yeah, I think I agree with you.
But in that sense of the caveman, that is as general as it gets at that point. Because again, it's actually a really good example, because where people are going, show me the scientific method, show me science. It's like these aren't show me's; these are processes in that topic. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Now, whether or not that caveman thought science or thought why is really irrelevant to what science is.
What the reading Wikipedia, science comes from the Latin word of scientia, meaning knowledge.
Mm.
So I guess the accumulation of knowledge through observation could be classed as science.
Yeah.
I know Brenda says she doesn't agree with it, but
well, that's the thing. It's one of those weird things where we know what science is, but you don't have to, like you were saying, you don't have to know what science is to be doing science. It's not always a situation.
I suppose that was my point. It's not like the dude's a scientist. He's making an observation and just figuring out logically in his head. And yes, I think you're right, and I think I've come round to it now. You could call him as doing science.
Yeah, because you're saying, you just said another key word in that scientist.
Mm.
A scientist is someone who's just, they're, in my opinion, would be someone who is putting their their physical time into the knowledge of something. So, I mean, that guy, he may not have been trying to find out why that rock is round or what the sun is or anything. So he may not be a scientist, but for the general layman, aspect of what we're saying, yeah, it's science. It is science. He just made he didn't know it.
Brenda was on about the actual example that I was giving is a vague definition. But yeah, no, I kind of agree with you now. But my general point is, if Homo erectus can do it with 2 fucking rocks, why can't flat earthers do it with today's modern equipment that we've got?
No. It's not that they can't do it with it. They do it if they have their claims in spite of everything we have. It's completely backwards.
No, it's one of those. It's one of those things that when we say it's science, realistically, we're only giving a term to something we're doing. Because, like you said, if we're talking about the context of the word science, maybe he wasn't doing science. If we're in our today's definition of it, but the realization is we really do need to break apart those. The clear terms for what they mean. Science isn't a scientist. A scientist isn't science. The scientific method isn't science. The scientific method isn't the scientist. It's a method in which the scientist fact checks his science.
Sean, do you know the joke of the scientist at its legs?
Say it one more. Say it again, because you're kind of cut up on the last one.
There was a scientist making an experiment on frogs, so he cut the first leg of the frog and asked it to leap, and it leaped. And he kept cutting leg after another until the last one, the fourth leg. He asked the frog to leap. The frog didn't leap. So in his research, after cutting the last leg, the frog. You get it?
Oh man, you cut out at the punchline.
Yep. Right on the punchline.
In his report, he said, after cutting the last leg of the frog cannot hear me.
I like that one.
Obviously,
that was a good
that's
one.
not science.
That is very.
And we don't need to learn the scientific method and the variables and those stuff to know that this experiment is fucked up.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, I like that.
Take notes, Brian.
The other thing that happened today, which is ridiculous, is, and I'm sorry, SE Montreal's in the chat, so I've got to say this.
No worries,
it's all about this open-closed system, and Jose plays it now in his fucking intro. Double speak is reserved for people who say it's open and closed, and it's like he's got one-dimensional thinking and always of an absolute. He's like a Sith. He only deals in absolutes. He can't figure out any kind of contextual or relative approach. So I wanted to ask him this, and I see if you're listening, just think about this for 2 seconds. Time, contextually what I'm studying, and magnitude. These are the 3 things that I can consider when considering something open and closed. And it could be that a system is open and it is closed. It depends. Imagine a jar and I've got water. And I shake the jar and water flies out. If I'm studying water, then yes, that's an open system. Well, what about if I put the jar lid on and seal it and shake it around? Well, now it can be classed as a closed system. But hang about, I can still fire energy into it and I can still get energy out. So it's still an open system depending on what I'm studying. And then just imagine a huge jar where, imagine a balloon. A balloon's a good example. Fill it with water. So now, if I'm studying water, is that a closed system? Well, yes. However, if we introduce a extended time period, then we have to class it as an open system because it's still a permeable surface over time, extreme time, but that water will leak out and disperse. So there's no absolutes. It depends what you're studying. Someone doing weather research and doing massive fluid simulations in the atmosphere does not need to account that the Earth is an open system when we don't lose enough atmosphere for them to give a shit about. It depends what you're studying. And it gets to me when people only have this one-dimensional, narrow view of thinking, and it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, because I was trying to figure out actually last night, because again, I do listen to Jose's and all that stuff. I may sometimes not be in the chat, but I'm listening. I think you guys were talking today about that, where it's where he's saying it can't be both. but the realization is what I was realizing is that we need to try to figure out a way, or I need to figure out a way to give that analogy where something doesn't have to be that way. Does that make sense? The same way.
Well,
it's
yeah,
open,
no,
close,
yeah, just like I did then. Time can mean that you can. Well, the important thing about that is magnitude. Like I say, if the magnitude is the atmosphere an open system in Earth? Yes. Is it and the thing there is, okay, so do I have to calculate if I'm doing, Navier-Stokes, which is fluid simulations for the atmosphere? Do I have to account for the Earth losing its atmosphere? Well, yes, I could. It'd increase the calculations and the complexity. Is it going to make a blind bit of fucking difference? Not at all. So I can consider it a closed atmospheric system, because the outside losing that atmosphere and matter input doesn't do anything. But energy-wise, now let's take the sun and the heat current. How currents spread around the planet, and how heat hits the equator and get distributed in currents. Well, now if I'm on about that, I've expanded that contextually. The magnitude of the variance now with the energies coming into it, I have to account for them. It's like it depends. It's people. I think flat earthers can't think of complex things. They can only think of just this one little isolated thing, which must apply to everything. And if it doesn't, and you find a contradiction, then obviously it's wrong. No, it isn't. Jesus.
Yeah, the problem is everything you were just talking about is too complicated for Montreal to understand.
Oh shit! Yeah, probably.
And the only, I mean, the time that I've been able to back him up in the corner, and he hates this argument, is to ask him whether he thinks his car tires are open systems or closed systems.
Mm. Yeah.
That's much more practical and much simpler for him to wrap his head around, and he hates it because he knows exactly what it means. He knows damn good and well that eventually you're going to have to put some air back in those tires.
Yep.
System. Well, hell no. For all practical purposes, unless the damn thing's got a nail in it or, something like that, it is, as far as we're concerned, it's a closed system. But it does leak a little bit of air.
Yeah, over time.
So, yeah. So it's closed for all intent and purposes, but it can lose some matter to the atmosphere. And the same damn thing happens with the atmosphere. It's closed for all intents. But it does lose a little bit. I'll put it this way. It swaps spit with the universe on occasion. Not very much. Not very much.
That's awesome.
But yeah, once in a while, it gives the universe a big sloppy kiss. I'm trying to put this in terms that Montreal might relate to.
I think the balloon. I think the balloon experiment would be a good one for him. Fill a water balloon and leave it there, and fill an air balloon and leave it there. How long do you think? It doesn't matter how much you seal it. How long do you think it's going to stay inflated and full of water?
Well, actually, unfortunately, the water balloon will probably do it indefinitely.
I have a good question about
too large.
I did fill water balloons though, Blue, and they didn't go down a lot, but I saw them. I saw that they got smaller, and there wasn't actually a water puddle, obviously. So it must be leaking something somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. So you get like balloons, and you like tie girls or anyone will tie it to like a chair or something in the house, and then over time it falls. Is that it losing the helium that's in that balloon, or what's happening?
Yes, it is losing the helium.
Okay. It's finding its way. Okay.
Helium is very tiny. It will go through a balloon membrane given time.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the time thing though. They don't understand the time. But if you were just studying helium in a balloon for the sake of a minute, would you have to account for that? No. Not at all. If you were doing some experiment that was just 60 seconds of that time. If you're doing it a week, then hell yes. And that's the other thing that they don't get. They don't.
Yeah. So, and I saw it in the chat. The open and closed discussion is not doublespeak. It is it is content situational. I don't even know what the word I'm looking for. It matters. You must be
conceptual.
Yes, thank you.
Nuanced. Nuance is something that the SE Montreal. Hello, SE Montreal. I see you're back in the side chat casting aspersions at Blue. nuance.
Yeah. Yeah, we've already explained it, Montreal.
Yeah, it's called gravity. Just because you don't choose not to accept it doesn't make it real, or doesn't make it not real.
Yeah, fortunately for us, it's inescapable. There is a gravitational acceleration, and it attracts it applies itself to any matter, any mass, including gases. Quite simple.
That's why gas has a weight.
And yeah, and if you simply believe that Newton was correct with his second law, and you believe the ideal gas law, PV equal nRT, you can take those two equations and derive the barometric formula from them. It's not hard to do. One simple first order differential. Nothing to it. And I would be quite happy if someone would show me where my math is incorrect. I put it. It's on my channel. Take the derivation and show me what's wrong with it.
Yeah, no, there was nothing wrong with it. It's spot on.
So a balloon you fill, I'm just thinking out loud now. A balloon you fill with helium is a open and a closed system.
Oh, you could think of it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it depends again. Imagine that time. If all you were to study is a fraction of a second or even a minute, do you care that it's going to lose, let's say 10% over 5 hours? No, you don't give a shit, really.
No, yeah, if you're looking at it over that scale, it's a closed system. If we're looking at that same balloon over a month, it's an open system because it is losing. It's just not losing.
But then again,
amount. Yeah.
But then again, yeah. But with my examples previously, so you've got the balloon, which is time sensitive, but then you've got magnitude as well. So, like Blue said, we lose, the swap split with the universe thing. But
it's kind of awkward saying it, right?
but you see, even though that's happening constantly with the atmosphere, if I'm studying gases in the atmosphere that are irrelevant to energy, do I have to account for that? Well, that depends on the error of the error bar of what I'm studying, and if that would have an effect. If I can clearly see that it won't have an effect on my experiment or my observation or anything, then I can just class it as a closed fucking system.
Yep.
So it depends as well on the magnitude of the variance that you're looking for. No one gives a shit of this little spit that's been swapped.
So if you are
Montreal, you can insult me all you want to. I don't even have to respond to that. Okay, just be happy, man. Go do whatever it is you go and do when you're not irritating the shit out of me. I don't care. Okay.
Yeah, I think those are really good examples, and and this actually kind of leads to what I was saying earlier. So, a certain situation like open closed system, you can, if you're laying out examples, and those examples aren't catching, what do you do from there?
Give up.
You
can only simplify something so much, and if someone either doesn't get it, there's only two conclusions. One, they're too stupid, or two, they don't want to. Either of those, you could combat the I don't want to if you can find out why they don't want to. But at the end of the day, is it worth your trouble? Probably not.
No.
I think it's one of those things, and I think it's one of those things that's it's the battle, I call it. The battle between I'm enjoying the conversation and what's the realization of what we're talking about. And I think that really plagues a lot of flat earthers in the grand scheme.
Do you want to know the crazy thing, Sean? Do you want to know the crazy thing because I can step away from, I'm not a scientist, I'm not good at math, I don't know scientific terms and all that kind of stuff. But the one that I've got a few subjects that I think, actually, I'm not bad at these, and that's 3D graphics, visual effects, software development, technology, that kind of thing. But if I've got a strong feeling towards something that is outside of the bounds of my, we'll say my absolute professional knowledge, and I've got the Rumpus saying, Dean, you're a moron. I've got Blue saying, no, you're flat out wrong, sir. and I've got farmers saying, "Yeah, I don't think you're quite right on this one."
Oh, we
In
both
what-
know
in
farmers
what-
would be like, he's right. I got your back, bro.
Okay, but wait a minute.
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion, Sean.
No, but listen to this. I've got an AutoCAD design. I've got an engineer. I've got a scientist. They're all telling me I'm wrong on this in their own fields that I can actually see that they've got professional aptitude in, and I'm still going to say, you're all wrong. It doesn't matter what subject that is. Purely from nature of who's telling me their background versus what I think my intelligence is in that field. You've got to start fucking questioning yourself. I don't know what goes through a person's mind when they think, no, hang about, all these professionals, all these people with degrees, careers that have lasted hundreds of years like Blue, it doesn't matter.
Hey.
It doesn't matter. You still know nothing compared to what I think. And I can't understand the mind of a person that would do that. That's crazy to me.
I was in that position regarding.
I don't mind being told I'm wrong, and that's
was a
fine. If I'm wrong, I'm
relativity
wrong. Tell me I'm wrong, but tell me why I'm wrong. Don't just say you're wrong, and you're wrong because I say so.
Yeah,
and that's what we get.
Yeah, I think that is one of the things that drive the fighting of this conversation.
Yeah.
Because it'll start off explaining things. It always does. There are these times now that we see it's just talking shit and back and forth between both sides. But the realization is if, especially around here, it's, well, explain what you mean. You don't get to explain those things explained in the detail. If you can't get those things explained in the detail that you explain something, there's probably a reason for that. And that's what a lot of flat earthers need to realize. If you can't explain how something works that works along with something else, it doesn't even matter what you're talking about, then you're not doing it right. I'm sorry. It's not being done correctly. Because the topics that we're talking about, whether it be open closed system, they work because they're understood. They work when we're applying these things to rockets. They work when we're applying these things to satellites. They work when we apply these things to meteorites. These things work when we apply these things to weather balloons and satellite, like all these things that constantly give validity to what's being said. That shows why you can believe something until you understand it. Believe something that makes sense, because all the steps to those, it always leads to the same correct step. But when you are nitpicking like flat earthers doing, the sun does not set, blah, blah, blah. It's just, okay, well, if you're talking about the sun moving, you're looking in the sky, for one. Two, then explain to me a lunar eclipse. Because how our sunrise and sunset works correlates with lunar and solar eclipses and how they work. It correlates with what we see when the sun hits the horizon. It correlates with what we see at night when the other half of the world is seeing the daytime. All these things correlate. They all work. Every single thing works. There's no gap in that where you're going, oh, that doesn't work at all. I have to invoke some invisible thing. That's when I start having a problem. That's when I realized, oh shit, there are flat earthers out there who either don't give a fuck, are in it because you said there was two. I think there's three. I think there's people that just don't know. They don't know anything. They think they do. They don't know shit. People that are doing it because they like the argument. Those are the ones I think the majority of the people we talk to like the discussion. Whether they believe the shit they're saying, they like the discussion. I know that because I was one of them. And you can find ways of talking about things. Like I said, when I was a flat earther, I wasn't running around talking about this is flat earth proof. I was running around talking about this one simple topic is this way and that way. Because I knew if I don't understand all this shit, how can I make it a big, everything works? Once I understood it, started understanding things, and I realized that, man, there's a bunch of gaps in how things work when I'm doing it on the flat earth. How come sunrises, sunsets, lunar eclipses, tides, jet stream, all these things, none of them. You can't put any of them together and it work on a flat earth. Any explanation, all those explanations for a flat earth don't fit with each other, but they fit with each other on the globe. You can say it's a presupposition. You can say I have belief, faith, okay, but until I'm shown wrong, My belief is fine. My belief is putting me on the right path to understand the information that I'm looking for. And if you gotta go, oh well, they forced you to think it's a globe. You just assume it's Show me the evidence that shows you don't presuppose. Show me the evidence that you have any evidence for what you believe, is that you take as faith from a Mark Sargent or whoever else is a content creator for Flat Earth. And that all leads back to that accountability shit. Even as a flat earther, even as much of a part of Flat Earth as I was, I still made it very fucking clear. I'm not no Flat Earth proof person. Don't come to me for that Flat Earth proof. It's not what I was. I'm not here to give you globe proof. I'm here trying to understand things that I didn't understand before, and I have the opportunity to say it out of my mouth so I can get a better understanding of it and maybe help some people. Realization that there's somebody in the audience that's listening who has no fight in the game of panels, no fight in the game of chats, is just listening. They're the ones that are taking that shit in, and that I hope realize real quick that one side has detailed explanation. Other side has vague, generalized information that doesn't work with any other information they're putting out. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing here. There's got to be me out there somewhere. Someone who is a flat earther wanting to know the truth, is actually in it for truth. As long as I presuppose there's one of them, this is worth it to me. Well, that's why the whole you don't know what you're talking about, this is over, doesn't work. It's never going to work. That's why if you're in this community and you refuse to ever repeat yourself, you're fucked. You gotta, like I said, I've said this before. This community, Flat Earth Globe, it's not so much about proving flat or globe. How do I know? We're all here every day. Every one of, or I can point. Matter of fact, yep, everyone on my fucking panel knows it's a globe. Realistically, if you don't want to repeat shit, you definitely shouldn't be here. We've talked about every topic we can think of so far. We've talked about all of us, Jose's channel, my channel, fucking any of the other channel. We all Arwen. We all keep looping the same shit over and over again. If you can't look at this,
no, but hold on. I get benefit from being here.
Yes,
I learn
absolutely.
things that I don't know.
And that's what I was going to say. If you can't come into this with the realization that you are going to be teaching people, or giving information out to people, and you are taking some in, and you don't realize that looping is helping people that really do care, then this ain't the place for you. If you never want to hear open closed system again, I'd leave. You know what I mean? We all know it's going to come up again. We all know it, period. So that well, you don't know what you're talking about. Conversation's done. Shut up. Go away. That's why that never works. That's why it will never work. Because
the people that are actually out to learn something, I can respect that, even if it's differing view. That's respectable and commendable. But the people that just say, I've come to the conclusion that the Earth is flat because I look out on the ocean and it looks flat to me, and then they just stick to that.
That was my argument. Oh, okay. I didn't stick to it though. I tried to progress beyond that. But the thing is that you got to remember, and this is the best way. This is how I'm able to get through talking to a lemon or something like that. There's always one person listening. You can get frustrated, but remember, the person that gets the most frustrated, the person that talks shit, usually is a person that will be perceived to be wrong. So when you start getting disrespectful because someone is dumber than they should be, then it really goes, why is he getting so personal? Why is he just beating with facts? And that was one of the things that fucked Flat Earth for a long time, because Flat Earth has got militant, and all those militant motherfuckers, were cast aside from the big groups again. Trust me, real people that are really looking, they just want to know information. They don't care really to talk about it. Again, the people that join panels, even the people that talk in chat, is a small group compared to the people that are just here listening. And that's what I always got to assume is going on. When I talk to Chris Berry, I'm talking to the Joe Schmo who never comes on a panel and never joins the chat.
No, I've seen Joe Schmo on a panel before.
Shut the fuck up. I hate you, Dean. I hate you so much. But you know what I mean. Yeah. But it's one of those things like you have to have thick skin as a flat earther, and you got to have thicker skin as a Glover, because we are the ones that are repeating ourselves. Remember that. We repeat ourselves more than flat earthers do, because we're constantly correcting them or trying to explain something or about. It's literally that way. You got to like to have discussions, arguments if you want to be here. That's all there is to it. You got to.
I think Joe Schmo is actually. Stingray's sock account.
Probably. His glow.
What is now?
If it isn't, it will be soon, because I'm going to get him on panels. So what Sean said is a lie.
I hope so. That'd be awesome. It's just like a band of Joe Schmoes everywhere.
Sean, I have something to reveal.
Yeah.
At any moment, the biggest science denier on your panel is going to be me. Because I believe in two impossibilities. Possibility of free energy and the possibility of closed system thrust. I also deny two things, or at least one. I used to deny relativity, and now I'm still denying matter, the black matter or dark matter. Yeah. So maybe we shift from the flat Earth to debating about the dark matter when Barney is here. I start to take the place of flat earther and be nice. Maybe we learn something.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why, because Jose does it a lot, where he likes to play both sides, and I like it. I think it's awesome. Why? Because again, a lot of people think they know how flat earthers think, why they're doing shit, and this, you don't. I can tell you that right now. It's see, and I don't even know it because I'm confused by it too. But the realization is that it's I don't even know how to explain it. It's one of those things where you and actually I just saw it. Jose actually said it best. He said you got to be willing to listen, be humble, and learn. And you can't do that being irate. You can't do that disrespecting. It doesn't work. It just doesn't. I don't care what the topic is. Even more so, I think what happens is I think a lot of people, both sides, the anger comes from the shock that you don't know what you're talking about and you just don't want to admit it.
I've got a question for Blue, if he's still around. Yeah,
he's still here. I don't know if he's on mic yet.
Yeah, I'm here.
How long is it indefinite then, or is there a time period of which I could observe? Let's say I put water in a balloon, where it wouldn't. How long would it be? It can't be indefinite that water would not evacuate that membrane.
I don't know about that. I really don't know the answer. Every time I ever made a water balloon, it only lasted a couple of minutes because I threw it at somebody.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't think I ever ran a scientific. I don't think I ever ran a scientific test to see how long it would stay in there. If you just inflate a balloon with air, it stays inflated. If you inflate it with helium, it doesn't. That's the reason why the helium balloons are made out of are metallized now.
Yeah, but Blue, I've had air balloons before that I've watched go down that have been sealed.
Yeah, I have too. It stays inflated a lot longer.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a time difference. But what I'm thinking is this just down to the molecular size.
Yeah, it's the size of the molecules.
Yeah. So what's the size difference between water and helium and air then? Because that should really give us the time, shouldn't it? There'd be some correlation there.
Yeah. Water's relatively large molecule.
Right.
Yeah, and helium is an element, so it's just an atom that really has to squeeze through. And also, if you think of the regular standard latex balloon, I mean, the more you inflate it, the more porous it becomes because you're stretching it out.
Because I did a search on YouTube thinking, I'm going to find a balloon filled with water that someone's done a time lapse on that shows that it just goes down, and no one's done that yet. And I'm thinking, there may be a reason for this. As in, it takes so fucking long, or it's never going to happen. But I can't believe that it's never going to happen. Well, it might just be too long.
I hope it never happens, because if it did, all those rubber gaskets we use around pressurized water systems wouldn't work now, would they?
Oh yeah, I've got. Oh, actually, yeah, I've got a pressure expansion vessel at the top of my my heating system, so that would know. Well,
and you know what the membrane is inside there.
Yeah.
Because that's how they work. You've got a rubber membrane separating the
Oh no, I know, no, I absolutely know, because I took because I had to. Oh, I'll send you a photo one time, farmers. I rebuilt I rebuilt my plumbings. I rebuilt everything around my. I took out a header tank. I put a pressure expansion vessel on there. Yeah. I put a new pressure reduction valve in from the outside mains. All this fancy stuff. And did I hellers know what I was doing when I started doing it? I just thought this is going to be interesting.
But did it work?
It works brilliantly, and it looks, I'm going to say, somewhat artistic. And that's why I want to send you a photo of it, because no, it's interesting to look at. When you go into other like boiler rooms and just look at it, everything's neat, tidy, and there's no flair there at all. Whereas my shit is interesting to look at.
I
know exactly what you just told us.
I'd love to see a photo of it, Stingray.
It works, though. Well, yeah, the caveat is it's worked, and it's worked for the past year, so sod you all.
That's the main thing. It works. That's the important thing. The prettiness of it is secondary to the fact that it fucking works.
Oh no, it's pretty as well, though. Like I say, it's interesting to look at, which is more entertaining than looking at something neat and tidy and boring.
Yeah, meaning that when a real plumber comes in and looks at it, he'll just simply say, "Did it yourself, eh?"
No, he'll give me the proper response. I'll go, interesting. And they're like, yes, that's the reaction that I wanted.
Oh dear. But I have seen some very pretty installations, and they're ruined when you have to go and lag all the pipework, because particularly on the domestic side, when you do it all in copper, and it really can look very pretty indeed. But then, of course, at some point you've got to lag it, and then it quite often gets hid behind fucking paneling, and it's like, oh. And I've walked around with people before. We had a whole office outing once to what was it? It's there's a new sports centre we built, the University of East Anglia in Norwich, and the company decided to take the whole office out for a morning to sort of show them what everybody did on site. And they're walking around, and they're going, "So where's all the stuff that you've been drawing in?" I just pointed upwards, and they said, "What?" I said, "Behind those ceiling tiles. You can't see anything. It's all bloody hidden away. Everything I do is hidden." And it really is a shame, because some of it's quite pretty, I think. But there you go.
Just so you know, I am actually searching for an image of it now.
Oh, we would really like to see that.
Yeah, we would.
The maglev train.
Oh, found it.
Oh,
here we go.
Oh, wait a minute. Have I? Yes. Oh no, I have. Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, yes, I'll.
You sound like John Watson now.
There's no orientation requirements for a pressure expansion vessel, is there? There isn't really.
It's probably a good idea not to install it upside down, but other than that,
okay, but 90 degrees is fine then, really, isn't it?
You put them on their side. Yeah,
Oh, sweet. No, I'll show you this. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll post it in Discord.
1, 2.
Figure of speech.
I don't see it still.
I've had to mount rather large expansion vessels on their side before because that was the only way I could physically fit them into a pre-packaged plant room.
Photoshop takes a second, Sean. Come on.
So bear in mind, I had no idea what I was doing when I started this.
Okay.
But I just had to replace the valves, a few pipes, and the expansion vessel. So pressure reduction valve.
Yep.
Put it in live stream.
Gee, yeah, you must suck as a plumber because plumbers don't talk like that.
yeah. I kind of do. So.
Oh my god.
No, actually.
Oh no.
That's all right. It's not as bad as I was expecting, actually.
Oh really?
Well, you can see you weren't sure how that hose in the back lines up because it's all twisted and shit. That's not good. I mean, you could have stepped up your game, man. Could have cleaned it up a little bit. What's the shirt? Wait. What's the shirt?
Oh, because I had to drain the system first, and things were a little bit wet, and so yeah. Okay, yeah, you got to take.
If you go take the picture right now, is that shirt still there?
Yeah, it's still there.
Wait a minute. I'll be back in it. Oh no, I can't. My girlfriend's asleep, so I don't think it is. But it could be that I've never taken that shirt away from there. But not because it's dripping, because I just forgot about it. That's probably
that expansion vessel is fine like that. Mounting them on their side isn't a problem. Putting it upside down,
yeah.
It would probably still work, but I'd advise against it. But that's fine.
You'll form condensation in it, or the not condensation. Damn, what's it called? And
the expansion vessel is doing exactly what? What's in it?
That is taking up the expansion in the system as it heats up and cools.
Yeah, it puts like the pressure and it makes a mix.
It prevents you having to have a feed and expansion tank. You get rid of that and you pressurize the system. But if you pressurize the system, you have to allow for variances in pressure.
Yeah.
So you have an expansion.
Otherwise, you'd have a release valve, but then when it had cooled back down, it would go below.
The old way of doing things prior to about sort of 20, 30 years ago, particularly in a domestic setup, you had a tank in the roof, and that was your feed and expansion. So when the heating system warms up, the water expands and overflows into the tank, and when the system requires water to fill it back up at any point, it draws it from that tank. But
now it's our water heaters.
Yeah, this is the central heating system for the house. This is the whole sort of heating system.
It's a thermostat.
Yeah. So what we do now is we get rid of the tank. We make it a closed and pressurized system. But as soon as you make it a pressurized system, you have to have some way of controlling that pressure, and that's what the expansion vessel's for. That's got a rubber membrane in it.
Because if you imagine, Sean, my system, full of water and fully bled, so there's no air in there. When it's heated, obviously the pressure is going to increase. That pressure needs to go somewhere. Thanks. And despite me possibly wanting to choose the wrong option of an emergency pressure release valve that would just go every now and then, that would be the incorrect option. The correct option is that expansion vessel.
It will always happen at 3 to 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I could put a little whistle on it as well to make sure everybody else knows that it's happening.
Just a little train whistle on it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You usually find that on the boiler itself. If there is a safety valve,
in my explanation of what that was before, I need to reverse it. I didn't mean moisture; I meant air pockets.
It's just about pressure increase, Sean.
Yeah. But when you have air pressure, just like if you have air in a radiator, that's how shit goes wrong. That's why you bleed it.
Yes, but that's generally at the highest points in the system.
Okay.
Unless what you're trying to avoid in the heating system is having pipe work that goes up and then come back down, because that's where you'll create an airlock.
Yeah. I actually did a job once. They were doing the plumbing, and the upstairs plumbing actually went horizontal to a certain area in the house, and I went, "Wow, that's just a bad idea."
Well, you see, in big buildings where you're running heating mains through, on any given floor, the heating main will you'll try and have that as high as possible, and then when you branch off into each individual room, you drop off the bottom.
Yeah.
So you start at a high point and you always drop down, and that way any air in the system will naturally come back up to the high point. If you go up, if you like set up over a beam and then drop back down, you've just created the potential of an air pocket.
Yeah.
And then you get an airlock, and then your heating system doesn't work, and everybody goes, "Oh, it's cold in here."
Well, my dad, he lived up on a mountain, and he used to have a propane system, and I had to learn about that. That sucked. Where you have to bleed the system to make sure there's no air pockets, and I didn't know why. Mm-hmm. I got to learn why, because for people who don't know, if you have a propane, your house runs on propane, and you have gas something. Like, we'll use an example. He didn't have a fireplace, but if it was a gas fireplace, this is what happens. It will light, and you'll have your nice, perfect fire, and you have it set perfectly. Then at some random moment, a 6-foot flame will shoot out of your fucking fireplace.
Hey, that's special effects.
Because the air bubble, all the propane trying to get into the system is being blocked by this air bubble. And once that air bubble gets to a certain point and it releases all that pressure, that propane is moving. It's like a flamethrower. I've seen it one time. It was not fun. That's why propane systems scare me.
In gas systems, you have to have two things. At the start of a gas system coming into a building, you have what's called a proving point to make sure you're getting gas. And then before every item of equipment, like a valve or a meter, you have a purge point.
Yes.
So that you make sure you've got nothing but natural gas in there, because if there's anything else in there, you'll screw the system up.
Yep. Yeah, and I know, like, air, moisture in a propane system causes propane systems to leak.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't...
If you want to see proper plumbing, that's 2/3 of a plant room that now sits at Red Bull Racing in Milton Keynes.
Now, see, Stingray, this is someone. It looks like people who cared. You don't see no shirts.
Well, it looks very kind of mathematical, and I'm not up for that. I want a little bit of freeformness in there, and there's no cowboy shit there, so it's not interesting to look at. To be honest.
All instructions are wrong. They just want you to think that's how it's built.
Do you want to see it whilst it's actually being made?
What is that system?
Slightly different.
Yeah, I've done a lot of like the pressurized systems for the fire departments and shit above ground, so I have a small idea of the pain in the ass that is.
Yeah,
I hate those bolts.
What is that system, farmers?
Well, if you look at the panoramic photo on the right hand side, you've got 4 1-megawatt gas boilers, modular.
Okay.
Yep.
Right.
Those 2 big green pumps on the left-hand side were for the chillers that sit outside. They weighed over a ton each. They were 70 kilowatt motors. And what you can't see, this plant room was in 3 sections. You've got a section at the end there with like the black wall that had a water tank in it. The bit that's missing in front had the control panel. The control panel.
Hang on, farmers. Brian, I hope to God that's just a picture you found.
That's the first thing you found when you type in redneck plumbing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Stingray's house.
Yeah, that's interesting to look at that, and I like optimal use of space and water, because if the washing machine's drainage is going into the header of the toilet, that's efficiency as well. Like
Oh, but if you dropped your dry clothes, that'd suck.
No. Yeah, you take it out of the machine and right into the toilet.
That seems I would not be able to go to the bathroom comfortably.
Well, I feel a little bit weird about this, large vibrating thing on top of me that, is just stuck to the wall of the few screws with Stingray's built
woman?
by Dr. Seuss.
I'm confused. What the hell is that? Oh, okay, I see. Damn.
That's one section of the plant room being craned into place. We had an 800-ton crane to lift it.
Yeah, I've been on quite a few projects where they're doing the AC units and shit. Those things, I didn't realize how big those were. The ones that do the ACing for like 10-story plus. Things are fucking huge. It's like half that size though.
You can see here the chillers are just sort of behind on the left. That's the first unit in place. There's 2 more sections to go in and all bolted together.
So they did it smart. They didn't wait to build the damn building and then try to figure out a way to get it inside.
No, we actually pay engineers to do that shit. You know,
that's what I did. That's what the company did. I designed that plant room. You build it in the factory, then you take it to site and crane it into position.
Awesome.
That's what we did. Prefabricated plant rooms. And that's. I just happen to have photos of that one because that was one of my favourites because that is on top of a test cell at Red Bull Racing in Milton Keynes.
Oh,
and at the time, it was all top secret. All of the drawings just said Building 7. Didn't say what it was. You weren't allowed to. You weren't allowed to tell anyone what you were doing because it was all top secret.
that sort of thing is generally so much more cost effective.
Yes.
Only because shop labor is much cheaper than field labor. Yes.
Yep. You ain't got work permits and all that sort of nonsense. You can weld to your heart's content.
Can't believe I'm going to say this.
You don't have to bring all your supplies to it. Everything's there.
Farmers. Thank you for showing us this. I just want you to know that next time you draw anything, I'm going to bring out visual effects shots from fucking a lot of films that I've worked on and advertisements on TV that I've done for Virgin bloody trains and all this kind of shit just to show you up as well. I'll get you back for this.
What?
Whatever.
Uh-oh, lovers quarrel.
Hey, there you go.
No. I showed him my pipe work, and then Farmers comes along. Well, look what I designed. It's like, fuck off.
Take measuring contest a little.
That's one that we could actually we just split it into 2, but we had to split into 2 because it was too wide to get out of the building and too wide to transport. And it'll get craned to site and bolted back together. But you can see how all the pipe work bolts together. The 2 halves of the plant room bolt together.
It's like people are applying at your company and they're like, what skills do you have? I got this. Lego building. I play in Minecraft. I played Snake.
I'm exceptional at 8-bit design. Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, but you see, the difference is I just designed that. I didn't make it. I had plumbers and pipe fitters and welders to actually make it. I didn't get my hands dirty. You've got to know your limits.
Yeah.
I can't install it.
Well, shit. I know what you had to do is the hardest part. I've seen survey companies draw out a blueprint off, or basically create a blueprint off of this fucking novel of numbers. Because people don't realize, like when Jesse Karslowski, George doing all these survey things, and they're telling you the points and like showing, we're seeing it in video time. But when George or Jesse better because that's what he does for a living. Jesse goes to his house and he sits there and he stares at a data of just hundreds of pages of just numbers. Once it gets to a topo map, he's had to correlate all those numbers and get it to that topo. I've done topos. It is it's such a pain in the fucking ass. If you don't like numbers, you'll never in your life do a topo map.
Yeah, I found with these that you had to get very creative and you really had to think in 3D because as often as not, the client would already have planning permission to say, I want a plant room sat here, and they'd have planning permission on a certain size. So they'd come to us and say, look, I've got planning permission for you to build a plant room and it's got to be this size. It's got to be X, Y, and Z. And you go, yeah, fine. They say, right, and this is what you've got to fit inside it. And you just sort of look at the two and you think, there's absolutely no fucking way I can fit all that plant into that little plant room. But somehow, about a week later, when you've really been trying every single possible combination, all of a sudden the little light bulb comes on and you go, I found it. I can make it fit. And then the poor buggers on the factory floor actually have to make it. And 99% of the time it would work. But it was that.
In your designing part, the designing phase, are you designing to fit? Or are you taking into consideration repair?
Oh yes, you've got to take into account access around the plant. You know, if it's a control panel, you've got to leave a meter clear in front of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So your boy get electric shock.
Yeah, that means it works the same way like gas, electric, and water does too.
Yeah, you've got to be able to look at it and say, if somebody comes back to this plant room in 10 years' time and a boiler has packed up, can they repair it, or can they actually physically remove the boiler and replace it? Everything like that has to be thought about.
I actually have a question for you and Blue. And this will kind of back what me and Crash were talking about the other day. But I want to ask it first before I say, okay, so are there projects that are engineered and created with the mind of, we want our company to be the only ones able to work on it? For instance, Ford, Chevy, Ford dealerships. I understand. I've had a mechanic tell me that a lot of the newer Fords, the way they're built, they know you have to go to a dealership to change the oil, so to speak, or as an example. Do you guys design systems that go, we're designing this, and the Joe Schmo that's fucking Joe Schmo, you asshole, Brian. the guy that's the guy that's doing the repair, we don't want them to try to repair that. We want them to call us for that repair, or whatever.
No, as far as our company was concerned, we'd design it, we'd build it, we'd get it to site, we'd commission it and make sure it ran, and then you generally have a period of about a year where if anything goes wrong, you'd come back and fix it. But after that, not our concern. Okay. Maintenance is maintenance is down to somebody else. The client has their own setup.
Yeah. Okay, so a configuration of the way something's built isn't so much a thing like that. I'm thinking more probably when you need a special tool or equipment to do the job is probably a better question for that. Then, do you guys?
I think you tend to get that more in automotive than you do in building and construction, because at the end of the day, it's a set of spanners or your pair of Stilsons or what have you. It's more making sure that some poor bugger in 10 years' time can still get it something. It's like that big plant room I showed you with those big, dirty, great big pumps. We did tell them, if you ever need to change these pumps, you're unscrewing a panel on the roof and you're bringing a crane in, because there's physically no way that you could manhandle those pumps, because it's up on the roof of a building to start with. And we said to them, you will need a crane, and we made it. We placed those pumps in such a way that you could unscrew a panel of the roof and crane the pumps out.
Okay, I know, I get it now, because I 100% get it now, because, like, for instance, on a bulldozer equipment that I use, when we take on the bottom, the belly, we call it the belly, we have belly pans, and these things, they're in the 300 to 400 pound range, very thick T9 steel. There's a hole, an eye hole that goes straight through from the top of the machine that drops down, and that you can get to from like a little hand hole that you can get to clip a hook onto a little pin it has, so that you can have a truck crane just lower, like you hook it up, unscrew it, and then you have the truck crane lower it down to the ground, rather than you having to be under it and trying to muscle it down. So I see exactly what you're saying now.
Yes.
I want to know the bastard who invented the triangle screw bit, the Torx screw bit, and the external Torx screw bit. Motherfucker. I've had to buy so many different sockets and screw bits to try and undo certain technologies. It's like my seatbelt's in my car, right? I wanted to go and get some adjustable ones from another car at the wreckers, right? I had to go and buy a fucking a 60 mil Torx bit to undo 2 bolts.
It's like this. Looks like a star.
Torx bits be damned. God help you if you ever need to, let's say, Frankenstein a couple of Apple products together. because every single bit of it takes a different size Apple-specific screwdriver to get a part out of.
I know. Okay, so think
That's
about
a
this,
nice-ass
right?
pen.
On my LS1, right, on the side of the air intake where the butterfly is, there's two sensors, right? Both of them have Torx bit screws on them, right? But I could get one of the parts off, okay, which just tells me how far the butterfly is opening and closing. But there's one that has a pressure little push on it, right? But I have to remove so I have to pull off the reservoir for my power steering. Then I have to undo the two 16mm bolts that hold that plate on so I can get to the two little 8mm Torx screws to undo it to replace the part.
That's like the third bolt on the starter. If anyone who's changed like a heavy duty starter, you know exactly what the fuck I mean.
And where the fuck do they put my alternator? Underneath it, next to the fucking cross member.
Yep. I know.
I had to buy a 2-inch stubby 12mm spanner just to undo it so I could replace my power lead to my battery because it corroded.
You haven't got a proper toolbox if you haven't got a collection of spanners that have been sort of filed down, reshaped.
No, it's the fact that for every little repair I've had to do on my car over the last 11 years, every time I go to do one bit,
yeah, you gotta get something else
off the shop.
That's how you know how mechanics are good is when they have new and old tools because they're replacing and getting as they need it, and that's how you know if you have done a sufficient job enough to do mechanic work on other stuff. You then have the tools to do so, or at least know where to find them.
all the kids and nephews and nieces come around. Dave, have you got a piece to fit this? Yes. Fuck. Here.
I have a whole set of crow's foot wrenches that I made myself.
Oh, that's what Stilson's are fucking for.
Well, because what happened was when I had my F-250, I actually had to do the oil cooler, and to do that, you got to take the whole top end off, the whole top. While I was doing that, I decided I was going to do some sensors, and half the sensors I did were located between the firewall and the engine, and they're recommended to go from the bottom up. Okay, well, fuck you all, because I'm going to say something I'm going to trigger you dumbasses. I ain't tall, so my arms aren't long enough to go from the ground and plus my truck is lifted, and then reach up and be able to touch the top part of my firewall. So I had to do it from the top. And to get to the ICP sensor, it's on the very back side. So you have to get in this weird position where every joint hurts, stick your hand up and under something, feel where it's at, and then when you realize where it's at, get a wrench that is normally 6 inches too long to get to it. There's no room to turn it. So I had to make I basically turned a wrench into a 90-degree wrench. That's what a crow's foot is, basically, everyone. I had to make a bunch of specialty tools to be able to just do all the work I was doing on that truck.
With my car, to replace the rear main seal where the crankshaft comes into the transmission, you have to pull the fucking engine.
Yeah, see shit like that.
No, what you have to do is you have to disconnect the transmission, because mine's automatic. You disconnect the transmission from the drive shaft. You then have to undo the mounts and all the electrical work, pull the whole fucking thing out, and then separate the pair, because to do it, you can't pull out the
there's no room
gearbox, because you can't get to the last two fucking bolts at the top of the gearbox. Because there's a fucking firewall in the way.
I love the B-Days. Blue, what's that photo you posted?
I'm trying to find...
Because Blue posted a hell of a looking thing.
So I found
It's my plant in the show, I'll tell you.
Okay, so this is my engine before I started. Right, turbo. Hold on. Well, I took my turbo, my intercooler piping's off, but yeah. No,
bloody hell.
I'm trying to find what the. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Okay.
That will suck up animals and small children. Yeah.
Let me go to my display page real quick. I'll be able to show you guys too. Here we go. So, because I'm gonna use my drawing tools.
Oh.
They're fun. All right. So this right here. All right. Perfect. You can see. So the oil cooler in this truck is.
Why the fuck is your turbo near the fucking firewall?
Oh yeah, that's just because it's the diesel. And there's no room.
Yep, that's where the turbo was.
Yeah. So
mine sits at the front of the engine.
No, mine sits
well, the reason also it sits in the back is because you see the big tubes, my turbo, my intercooler, tube. They're also about almost 3.5 inch diameter, a little bit bigger. My piping
like 2.5.
No, it's bigger. My piping is it's so large, and in my intercooler, because remember it has to go to both sides of the intercooler. They need to be that long and be where they are for the air quality.
Yeah, they won't go. Yeah, but they won't go. They won't fit anywhere else. Sure.
Well, that's true. Yeah, exactly. But where this pink is, that's where my oil cooler is. Under everything you're looking at, I had to take apart. This was not like this when I took it apart. But that the ICP sensor I'm talking about is in there.
Yeah.
Behind the engine, between the firewall and the engine itself. Yeah, this job was not. This was the first time I had done the top end on a truck. When I did this, it was fun. Not because I did it in my garage. And let me show you guys. Go down memory lane. So this is the truck after. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. There it is. I see it. This is the oil cooler. Where's it popping up at? Oh, there it is. Yeah, right there. So this is everything after I've taken it all apart, all to get to this fucker.
That's the same thing.
This thing right here. That sucked ass.
Yeah, I'll bet.
I thought I had pictures of when I took the oil cooler off. Let me see. I used to have thousands and thousands of pictures of this shit. And like a smart person, I got rid of them all, so I didn't have to remember having to do it.
Yep, yeah, but taking photos at the time are quite handy when you want to remember how everything goes back together again.
Which is why I have all these pictures.
Fuck, I hate when certain photos don't upload to Discord.
Yeah, they do that.
Oh, yes, yours haven't, have they?
Yeah, that's of Adelaide Brighton Cement. If anyone's able to somehow something those pictures. I've tried to, but I'm on my phone. I can't something them.
Oh,
no, no, they're in some strange format. My PC don't look.
Well, see, if you had an Apple, you might be able to do it.
I don't do Apple.
Why do I gotta save this shit? If you send me a dick pic, Davros, I'm gonna be so pissed.
No. It's the top of the Adelaide Brighton Cement Factory, which stands 9 stories tall.
Yeah, my computer's like, no. I said, no, fuck off.
My computer's saying,
your Back to the Future shit out of here.
I'll take your word for it, mate, because I ain't got anything that opens it.
All right. If you got the Googles, type in Adelaide Brighton Cement Factory and type in images.
Did you just say if you have the Googles?
If you have the Googles, okay, I want you to do the YouTubes. Right now, you go and get the stuffs.
What the fuck?
And look these up.
Stop doing that. Stop it. Everything doesn't need an S at the end. Stop it. Stop it now.
What was it? Adelaide Brighton Cement Factory.
Yep.
Oh, that's very impressive. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at the tower, right? I worked at the top of that tower having to replace wear plates in the top of the chute, right? So what they do is they send what's called clinker all the way up and they let it drop back down. So
Stuff that for a game.
yeah. Anyway, the day we were up there, like down on the ground, it was about 15 knot winds, right? Up there, we were standing at about 30-degree angle to stay up. Just nothing protected because that's out in Port Adelaide, right? It's all fucking flat. There's a river one side and the ocean the other, right? There's no other buildings that tall to stop the. Yeah, right up there where that chimney is.
Yeah,
I've been up there.
Sort that for a lark. Yeah. Oh, blimey hell.
Yeah, it's 9 stories tall. As you can see, there's nothing around there.
No.
Trying to figure out how to.
Is that you getting it in the?
Yeah, this is when
Jesus
I started
Christ!
the
What
project.
on earth happened to that crankshaft?
It got used. Crash! Is that the one you drove home on?
Yeah, that's the one out the Jeep.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
The one that you got home on, and then discovered.
Yeah, that's what happened.
That's quite important.
That looks like a twist fracture.
I don't know. That's what happens when you pay $250 for a YJ Jeep Wrangler.
Yeah. Jose with the gas pressure.
Here's my turbo after I took it out. After I pulled it.
Aww, it's cute.
Yeah.
Real cute. Put out. I love that truck. I'm so pissed I sold it.
Yeah, I've seen that position in the car before now. I can't think of what I was trying to get out, but yeah.
It's like when I had to pull out my original stereo because it was a Blaupunkt 6 stacker and the stacker had fractured all the plastics in it because it was old.
Yeah.
Right. To get to it, I had to go up underneath the back of the driver's side, put my arm in and undo one nut.
That's it. Yeah, that one nut at the back that holds it in.
Yeah, the security nut.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. Not very fondly, I must admit.
Because I was thinking, hang on, how come this new bracket isn't going? Oh, that's right. There's a secondary fucking cage, the security cage. Duh.
My Mondeo's got the standard fixed stereo, but it's a 6-disc changer, and it packed up. So you just buy the right pins to slide in and your stereo out.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you can pull in the stereo. That's the easy part. But to fit, like to custom fit and
when you do
aftermarket one,
the custom fit, you've got to get right in there, haven't you?
Yeah, and you've got to pull the cage, and you've got to get the adapter, and you've got to get the antenna adapter because they use those stupid flat plug ones. And
yeah, that's why I don't bother changing, sort of doing custom stereos anymore. I just go with whatever's fucking in there.
Man,
the only thing
I've
got is a digital radio adapter, and that's a piece of piss.
Oh, see, I don't worry about that. It's more the fact of that to set up an amp system to my original stereo would have cost $2,000, whereas I could do it for $150 with a $250 custom stereo install.
Yeah.
screen is that? I'm over here doing completely nothing to do with the stream. My bad.
Well,
I was like,
your stream, mate. You do what you bloody like.
well, that was the thing. I was kind of like, I was letting you guys talk, and then I realized halfway through what I was doing, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I probably should listen.
I was just reading the side chat on YouTube, and oh dear.
Well, that's what I was going to start.
Has Montreal stopped spouting what he's been spouting for years?
He's still the same.
He's actually running through the Black Swan at the moment and coming to the conclusion that the horizon can't loom, without realizing he's saying an old defunct point that even QE sources where he got this from say the horizon can loom.
Yeah.
If the horizon couldn't loom, you'd be basically saying the horizon is a fixed location.
Yes, and we know that Sean's got in trouble for saying that.
I never got in trouble for saying it's a fixed location.
Yes, you did.
When? I am fully aware of how.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. What did you change? Because one, I've heard you start saying often a lot more.
Okay. I know what you're saying. Oh, yeah. And the terms. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
I thought you meant like I was saying it's a physical. No, yes. It's the terms that.
No.
You are correct. Yes.
Did the Rumpus tell you the right way?
No.
Rumpus.
Davros did. Yeah, Rumpus can kiss my ass. Rumpus thinks the horizon is a physical place. He said that before. I don't know if he changed it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Montreal's going to kill us with science. This should be impressive.
Montreal, science is knowledge, right? And you don't have any knowledge, so shut up.
Not quite well.
Davros is all angry and shit.
Oh, I am.
What were you talking about earlier? I saw you type something in the chat, but I have no clue what you're talking about.
I DM'd you. Okay. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Everyone should understand why Davros is angry. It's because he's been dealing with a gentleman by the name of Mr. Reality for the past 2 days.
Yeah, that guy. I was going to talk about him, but that's another dude. That guy he's a very much so. He's exactly like Brian Leakey. If you ask me, I thought it was at first. It was odd.
Yep. And so far, we've got that he lives in Pensacola and next to New Orleans. We're not sure which one of those is accurate, though.
Oh. Does he have some confusion as to where he might live?
He has some confusions about quite a few things.
Well, this is true.
Including this idea that the universe is a superfluid and that dark matter specifically is it.
Hey? Oh, I must have missed that one. Wow.
And somehow that means that the speed, and somehow because there's all these ideas that dark matter could be a superfluid, he's taken that to mean that the Earth is flat somehow.
Oh, I heard that conversation.
All the models this is based off of the traditional model where we have a spherical Earth, spherical planets, huge distances in between everything, and somehow he seems to think that makes the Earth flat, stationary with a toroidal donut field.
Jesus Christ.
Donut.
Yeah, I heard him talking. That's another. He talking to him like talking to Brian. Like you can tell him something, and here's the worst part about that Mr. Reality guy. His defense is, hey, I'm not saying it's flat. I'm just saying, and that's so annoying.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is a fact. I don't give a fuck what anyone lies to you and says. When you're honestly in that fence phase, your goal is either to ask questions to your side or shut the fuck up and listen because you're confused. You don't know. When you're on that fence, you should never be telling anybody what the fuck you know. Why? Because you're on the fence because you don't fucking know. and that's a real red flag to me because a lot of the people that have been coming around are new to the community, so to speak. Their new thing is that they're truthers, or it's flat, but I'm not sure, and they'll start off like that. But the whole argument is you're wrong. And it's like, wait, if you're on the fence, you don't know shit because you don't know. So how are you telling me what I know first? You know what I mean? And that's when you start asking questions. You realize right away, someone on the fence, to me, more is apologetic if they're talking. If you're on the fence, you want to listen. You're trying to get as much in as you can. You may ask questions, but you never say no because you don't know. That's why you're on the fence. It just boggles my mind when there's people that are talking like when they use I don't know what shape it is as a part of their argument. They're literally those people is completely pointless to talk to because they'll argue both sides.
Yeah, particularly when they're the ones who say, "I don't know what it is, but I know it's not the globe."
Exactly.
That's just compounding it. Yeah, they don't know what it is, but they're damn sure they know what it isn't. Really.
But farmers, I think the best one for that has got to be when Bev comes on. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not a flat earther. I think the Earth has terrain."
Yeah, those people they're there for no reason. If put it this way, if you're in this community and you think when someone says I'm a flat earther, they think like a piece of paper, you're the dumbass. I think
we all know it's got terrain. We're not. Everybody knows terrain. That's not the flat
that's not part of
globe
it.
argument.
Yeah, when people use that one, but by far the most aggravating argument is I don't know. I'm not saying.
It's like saying, "Oh, a pizza's flat." Yes, it is, but look at all the lumps and bumps from all the pepperonis and the mushrooms and olives and shit. That's what flat Earth is.
Somebody did the Bedford level experiment a while ago, and that was done in an area of my country called the Fens. Now, I grew up on the edge of the Fens. That doesn't have terrain, but that is flat.
It appears to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how many times have you heard appearances can be deceiving?
Yes.
Yeah, my favorite one is "Trust Your Senses" by the guy who's wearing glasses or has a tutor or has no fucking feeling, stuff like that. Those are the ones that really irritate me.
Refraction isn't a thing, but I'm wearing very focal glasses.
Music would really suck if I had to trust somebody's senses to tune it by ear every time.
Oh, yeah.
Do I trust my senses when I'm setting up my welder, or do I trust the dials that are telling me the amperage and the wire feed?
Just test the amperage yourself, mate. You don't need a dial.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. So I'll run at 5 amps with 4 meters per second.
Oh, yeah, that would be fine.
That's
that sounds like a sudden trip into A system. It sounds like a trip into AFib is what that's. Well, not AFib even. That sounds like a trip into BTAC.
I see a question that Blue, because Blue's interacting with Montreal right now. Blue asked the perfect question. How can the horizon ever be in front of an object if the Earth is flat?
It can't. If the Earth is flat, nothing can be in front of the behind the horizon. Nothing.
The horizon, yeah. See, that's none of that. Your horizon.
The horizon we see because there's curvature. End of.
Yeah. Well, earlier in this stream, I asked Blue, "What are you doing flogging the dead horse?" And he goes, "Well, I'm not responsible for my masochism."
That's fair. I'll give you that.
People flog horses? What the fuck?
Flogging the dead horse is beating up on an argument that's already been debunked.
Oh, I thought you were talking about force feeding like they do to ducks.
No. If you take it to the next
level,
that's
Farquhar.
It's flogging the greasy spot where the dead horse used to be. Yes, well done, Skyfly. Yes, there we have somebody flogging a dead horse. Yeah.
Do I want to click on that?
Okay, so
what the fuck?
It's like going back to the crime scene after all the blood, DNA, and chalk marks have been washed away, and hoping to still find some evidence.
Yeah. Thank you, Skyfly. I'm saving the fuck out of that. That's fucking funny as shit.
Can't see shit, Captain.
Oh, that's the other thing too. Right, okay, so I want anyone who's a flat earther, right, to go and see if they can run a stick welder without a pair of fucking goggles.
No, thank you.
Can you repeat the last hour?
Yeah, no problem.
It'll be funny. What'll be funny is if they do it with goggles on, you see them come back with ranty face.
Montreal. I've said this before. I don't really know anything about Black Swan. I actually refuse to look at it because I've dealt with Travis so long. I've seen oil platforms. I don't. I don't want. Oh my god, that's probably the one topic. Jose doesn't want COVID-19. That's how it's been with the Black Swan here. I honestly, the only Black Swan anything I've seen is a screenshot that Blue put in the chat one time. Other than that, I've never seen I've never heard anybody talking about it. I've never seen any videos or other than that picture because I just don't like.
Shundi, I break it down quick. Allow me 10 seconds.
Absolutely.
It's a distorted. It's a messed up, distorted picture that they want you to look at. Shout out to the Black Swan. That's all it is. A distorted picture they want you to analyze. That's all.
So, like I said, Blue, the picture you shared with the clear and the distorted, they're only showing the distorted one.
That is correct.
That's correct.
Yeah. See, that's.
Their argument is because there's a distorted picture that shows the horizon well beyond what the geometric calculation shows it should be, means that the Earth cannot, for any reason, be spherical. Exactly. It's a really stupid argument.
That compels me.
Look, Sean's Black Swan.
Another joke.
Yeah, this is my Black Swan.
Sean's Black Swan.
You're really quiet, Croaks.
Crow's always quiet.
It's my Aqua. It's the Aqua Swan. And that's for the. Oh, go ahead, Crow. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think I just need to make to tell a joke related to this Black thing.
Okay.
There was a funny man for culture. I always joke about him. So the people found him digging in the ground, looking around. They asked, "What are you looking for?" He said, "I lost my ring." So they kept searching. When was the last time you saw it? He said, "Right over there." So they ask, "Why are you looking here if the last time you saw it was over there?" He said, "Over there, here." So he's looking for something in place just because there's something not looking in the real. That's what they're doing. They just bring some confusion, as Jose just said. Why not bring clear images, not distorted?
Yeah,
I understand it. He's lost the ring over there, but he's searching over here for evidence of what he lost over there. It's like, hang on, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
They bring the shitty photo. Why not bring the clear photo?
I got a quick one. It's like the guy in the construction site that lost the ear. A big beam came from the high up, rip his ear off. Everybody like, holy shit, my ear, blood everywhere. I found the ear, and he somebody showed to him like, here, put it in some ice. That's not my ear. Like, what the hell you mean that's not your ear? Mine had a pencil on it.
Oh. Yeah, that's true. That ain't a proper ear on a construction site if you ain't got a pencil wedged behind it. Yeah.
Well, actually, more likely, that's not the ear because one, it hasn't got an ear muff and it hasn't got a hard hat on it. You dumb.
Yeah.
No, it hasn't got one of those squishy orange things in it. It's not mine.
Yeah, in Montreal, Montreal requests that I do look at least a couple of the Black Swan stuff. So Montreal, for you, I'll take a glance at it sometime. But I'm almost positive this will continue to be a Black Swan free zone, and I think you guys are appreciative of it.
Well, the whole joke of that thing is, it isn't. That photo is not a Black Swan event. It's not unexpected. It's a result of extreme refraction, which is why they say don't look at the rig, because as soon as you look in the rig in the distance, it looks like it's all fucking melted and distorted. You go, oh my, Look at all that refraction.
And in the same rig, and saying in one breath, don't look at the rig. Yeah, there's some distortion in there, but that's not what we're looking at. We look at the horizon behind it. And you must know what the distance from the rig to the horizon. So you still have to look at the rig because that's a reference point for you to know where the horizon is in the picture, you know? So you still got to look at it. What the hell?
That's what makes the whole non-argument even funnier. And they don't see it. They don't realise it.
I agree. Boom.
Boom.
Yep, and you look at the rig in the background and it looks like a Tim Burton film on crack, you know, just all bent all over the place.
Something that got left too close to the fire and it's all started to melt, yeah.
All right, yeah.
Sean, did you read
Keep in mind, Sean, that's the video that they didn't want us to see. That one is the one that BMLSB 69 had up unlisted, but you can still get to it.
Okay.
And it shows both sets of images. It shows the very unusual day when you can see a long, long way, but it shows the normal day when you see the horizon, I don't know, a mile and a half out there.
Yeah.
Way in front of both those oil rigs.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember this picture. I have pictures of this. Not of these ones. There were different ones.
Yeah, so this picture I just posted is a perfect example of flow logic.
404 not found. Yeah.
so
and by the way, all those videos are made by the same guy.
Yep.
He is the flat Earth guy that made the black swan photo.
Yeah.
Or video.
Yeah.
And took the
by the way, this is also one of the points where they talk about the parallax, where everything converges at a certain point. Well, this video totally debunks that 100%.
They won't touch the normal day video with a 10-foot pole.
No.
They don't dare. They have absolutely no way to explain how in the hell almost every day the horizon is way in front of both of those oil platforms. They won't even try to address it.
So Blue,
they know they can't.
So the link you just shared, which I'm about to play it right now, and the black swan that Nathan Oakley is showing is bits and pieces of this video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
But not the unrefracted stuff.
Yeah, they're only showing the crap stuff that helps the argument. Okay.
Yeah.
With the twisted crane and stuff.
Well, that means maybe I should go talk to him because, I mean, I've had great success, I think, with Travis. I mean, not with Travis. I mean, with his argument. I should go talk to them about the Black Swan. All right, I'm not going to play this. I think it's all music anyway when I opened it a second ago.
Yeah, really quick before you take off, you get that off. There are two existing videos, right? He had this original where he had 2 days observations in one video, which is this one you're gonna play, the unlisted one. He then made a second video because it's not this video edited. It's actually a separated video that's the flat earther choose to use, which has only that one refracted image. And it doesn't present the 2 observations. So he had all the content for us to say, hey, yeah, we're going to use this one. And the other one, I don't know. I'm just going to say, like, I didn't see it. I don't know if they told BMLS, you should unlist this one because this one is going to hurt the case. And he got it unlisted. That's the thing, you know?
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, the unlisted video wrecks their argument on that.
Yep.
I almost know. I know exactly where that guy is at.
Yeah,
this is less than a couple miles from. This is less than a couple miles. Than where
that's
Travis
the debunk. Goes. That's the debunk right there.
Because there's so much detail and shit in here.
But it's also you've got less bend.
Yeah.
You got less bending of that far platform.
Oh, look what happens when you get little refraction.
Yeah, this is what I call a clear day, a clear observation.
This is a good day.
Straight up.
You can still see the hazing as well from the atmosphere.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just saw it in one of the towers. On the left.
Yeah, it's that rippling effect.
Go back to the back of the video and you see the screwed up ones they used.
Ah, okay. I see it, man. I'm trying to find them. Okay, same location, same elevation,
play
different
there.
horizon level. Yeah,
Look at all the bendy shit.
Yep.
Non-bendy shit.
Ooh.
Bendy shit.
Oh my god.
Non-bendy shit.
And this is the shit they're using right here.
Hey,
Yeah,
man,
the
boom.
bendy.
And that's what it's like.
Oh my
Non-bendy
okay,
shit.
right now, what we're looking at is him doing the
blink test.
Yeah. Oh my god. Are you serious? This is Black Swan?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm telling you, yeah, it's funny. It's funny. They want you to look at a distorted picture.
Oh my god.
And just talk about it.
Fucking kidding me?
Oh,
So that's
no,
the
we're
one
not
they want
kidding.
you to look at. That's the one they want you to look at with the distorted back rig. See the bendy exhaust arm where the flame comes out from when they're refining it?
Absolutely.
Right, and the top crane, it's got 3 different angles on it when it's supposed to be fucking straight. And then you look at this one, and you go, even that's wobbly.
God damn it, Montreal. The horizon is not past either of those oil rigs. We can prove that. Look at the Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Watch one of my videos for you.
Okay. And this
Look at how much of that near platform is missing. There it is. Right there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I want to hear Shunji. Shunji, break it down because you're seeing it for the first time. What comes to your mind? Go ahead, man. Let it out.
Okay. Instantly. The only time, and oh my god, this is so Montreal, again, thank you. Okay, so this is almost solves, destroys fucking Travis's whole argument thanks to this right here. Okay, the only time their argument, oh yeah, the only time their arguments of no curvature is when they're seeing this. The only time you see in any pictures the whole platforms like this, or the one in the back like that, you see more than you think you're supposed to. There's always refraction or always miraging happening. Some effect, some atmospheric effect that's distorting it, sinking it, towering it, something it. Yep. But you never see a clear image with that shit in the background. That's why when you blink test it, every time you see more or too much, or more than you're supposed to be able to see, it's a shit ton of fucking atmospheric refraction, just fucking shit up every time. That's what I noticed right away. I'm like,
that's what we tell them. It's a shitload of refraction in this picture. What are you talking about? That's what they want to go to, man.
That's the Black Swan.
So you know how mirages work, like on asphalt and stuff. Yeah. Like you're not looking at a picture of what's directly overhead. It's the actual light coming in at an angle, and and actually I saw it today. It blew my mind. I was watching the road ahead of me, and there's an overpass up ahead, and there's a mirage along the road, and I'm watching the mirage, continue as I'm going towards it. The mirage is continuing, and then I see the car pass over top on the overpass, and I could see it in the mirage, but it's like probably about 350 yards ahead of that overpass. That's where I saw the car passing over. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, you got mirroring.
Chunji, there's more. There's like after this
angle.
one. After this one, there's been 2 or 3 more observations of this quote-unquote black swan with the horizon appears to be behind it. Choose any, which I'm not going to share any link, because they are either this bad of distortion or worse distortion than this one.
You want to
just telling you, and it's a true story.
Yeah, that's their Black Swan.
Holy shit.
Distorted pictures.
Okay, hey guys, are they still talking about Black Swan over at Oakley's these days?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Every day.
I'm going there.
Every day.
I'm going to Oakley's. I'm telling you guys that right now.
Sean.
No, listen.
It's like this,
listen.
right?
No, hang on, listen.
Hang
on, because something just happened that no one else can do. Blue, you can't even have this argument. You want to know why? I have observations 2 miles down the fucking beach from this place, looking at all these fucking platforms. I have pictures of these platforms with no refraction in them, and I have the Black Swan observation place photos. All those pictures me and Travis took was less than 2 miles from that place. He's looking at towers or platforms I was looking at.
Why do you think Travis doesn't want to show the pictures that you showed on here?
Exactly. The one that I get the biggest nut on, the cargo ship one. He's told me he's not going to play that.
Mm-hmm. Because it debunks.
I'm telling you guys right now. I have to go to Oakley's now. I have to. I'm the only other person with other observations from there.
Okay, this is like if you step in dog shit at the far end of your yard, right? And then you get to your house and you think, oh, that should have all wiped off by now. And then you step it through your house.
Chonji, if you dare going on there to giving your time and a little bit of entertainment, please record. Once you get into the panel, record on your end.
Yeah.
Because when you see what is coming through the stream after you're either kicked out or you leave, you will see what the comparison will be.
Yeah, it'll be
a live stream call to a live stream call.
This guy he's already full of shit. Why is his in the screen I paused it? Why is his horizon level? But the horizon is actually much further down.
Well,
that's
exactly.
If you do some really serious screwy video editing, and that's what they did for their Black Swan photo, you can actually see something that looks like it is the horizon back there.
But it's not.
It's really hard to see it.
You got to darken your screen and just keep darkening.
Yeah, you guys know the further your mirage are, so that must even be a kind of superior mirage, just reflecting the water above what it should be. You know, it's just some kind of weird refraction mirage behind those oil platforms. That's all it could be.
There's
It is superior.
Much shit going on in that photo. There is no way you can get any real useful data out of it other than refraction fucks with shit.
Well, this is a clear example of how we know how they know how, and I say they, I mean, engineers, scientists, and the people that gave us all this information, how they know, or rephrase this because I just realized I have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, better yet, here we go. It's more of a reasoning to show that we understand how refraction works in our atmosphere, with our atmosphere, I mean, this literally shows we know what we're talking about, because anytime you see, for the platform on the left, the furthest one, the only time you ever see those legs is when the refraction index of refraction is higher than normal. That's a better one, right? Better way of saying it.
Yeah.
Yes, words. Yes.
Asshole. but this is also one of those ways that, one of the big things, like Dan the Hamburger Man, one of the biggest issues I had with him was that I kept asking him, what's the index do you know what the index of refraction is? And this is a perfect like, if you're trying to figure out the degrees of it, this is what you would look at. This would be examples. You would be like standard, and then this is the temperatures and the water temperature, and then you do all your calculations and they give you an index. That's how they get those indexes, by crunching all those numbers to see what we're looking at.
Find the offing point, Sean. Find the offing point of that.
Where my cursor is, I think. Or wait. Okay, the real one, you mean?
Yeah, which is in front of the forward platform.
Chanji, I refuse to repeat or parrot, their argument, but their argument is a modus tollens, right? So they say if the globe proponents, they say the Earth is populated by white swans. All are white swans. That means if I find a black swan, that means they are wrong. So they say, oh, it doesn't matter if I look at 1 million pictures of observations of one spot. If one day it gives me something different, that's the black swan. This is what they get. This is the argument in a dumbed down way. They say, oh, we got the horizon past what it should be seen. Therefore, this is my black swan, and therefore it's not a globe, because not all observations you're going to see the horizon where it should be. That's it. That's all.
Except they can't explain why the tower on the left-hand side looks like You know,
Oh,
it's
shit.
been squished,
No.
and you know somebody drew it with palsy or something.
And tell me that's not the definition of cherry picking, because there's shots cherry picking
too
this one
soon, Sean.
observation. That's
And
the
then
It's been
total
drawn with
definition of cherry
palsy.
picking.
Too soon,
when they
Sean.
started, and when they
Yeah,
started
too
getting
soon.
destroyed on all this shit, that's when they brought up, when they started getting wrecked on it and trying to come up with ways to save themselves, that's when they came up with the whole apparent versus geometric horizon bullshit.
Yep.
To explain this one fucked up photo.
You can't even explain this one fucked up photo.
Exactly, but that's where the whole argument came from, the apparent versus the geometric horizon, and that's what they're using to explain. It all came from the argument over this one fucking photo.
This isn't easy.
Their live streams.
Super easy. It is.
I'm so worried about you guys now. How does this not? It's reality. Show me legs without refraction,
Sean,
without miraging
I
happening.
tell him.
Sean, we've been doing this since the 12th. I think it's
No.
the 12th of January.
Yeah, you motherfuckers have been doing this. I stayed as fucking far away from it as possible. I'm happy I did.
Every time I engage with it, I say, this is a distorted picture. That's it. That's all I gotta say. This is just distortion, was all fucked up picture. If I go to a party and I take 20 pictures and then 19 pictures distorted, and I got one clear picture, I'm gonna choose the clear one. And they wanna choose the old distorted picture. They say, no, we're gonna throw that away. Even though, I mean, let's say I got 20 pictures and I got 19 clear pictures and one distorted that gives maybe a focus to a different spot. They say, yeah, I'm gonna choose this one because it looks kind of cool. It makes the distortion look my head a little bigger or something. That's what they want to do. They want to cherry pick the one that fits their narrative for some odd reason, just to keep the meme alive.
That was drunk enough made the hot chick or the ugly chick look hot. That's all they
did.
Yeah.
Well, the better thing is when you go to the store to buy apples, you leave the shit ones on the shelf.
I just realized something. These are really good videos to show people how light works in our atmosphere.
Yeah. How dishonest these people are as well.
No. This is like, especially because I'm watching it without reading the subtitles, because I know what it is to say. If I'm just watching this and I'm thinking like Dean is teaching like someone like someone's teaching photography, and they're showing examples like this is when you're setting your camera up and there's less refraction happening. You can get these type of pictures, which you'll see. This is what you'll see if there's a high index of refraction and it's not a good day for photos over water. Blah. Like this is like a really good teaching for what to do and what not to do when taking pictures over water.
Yeah, until you watch the subtitles that go along with what they're saying about it is completely the opposite of what you just.
Well, see, that's the thing.
Hey, wait. Just really quick. I gotta read this comment. He says, so, Jose, if you went to a party and took 20 pictures and there's one fuzzy picture in between, that means the party didn't happen. Boom, shout out to Digital Prison for the...
Yeah, no party. Even though you got the hangover to prove.
If he pans the other way, I'll be able to show you exactly where we were. No, pan the other way.
Unfortunately, he doesn't.
Okay. Yeah, because and here's the thing. I know exactly where he was, and I know exactly where this is taking place at for one reason. Because when I was trying to find Travis, he told me like a number, and I didn't realize that the numbers are actual numbers of parking spots there. So what ended up happening is I drove past him. Well, if you drive up there, where these houses are on the side, where this house is, it's like the only part of the road along the coast in this area where the houses are like literally on the fucking street. Like it's like open the garage and 5 feet later is the road, and that's how I remember this area so well. And you can see you can see up the beach from here. What's up?
If you even put the big subtitles in the middle, he say, once in a while you get a day, something like that. If you read that, he realizes that this is something that you don't see every day. This is one of those odd observations that you get every once in a while due to the right conditions. The right conditions is this big ass refraction that it makes you see a little more than you should be used to see. Mm-hmm. So he knows in the actual subtitles, he knows that.
Yeah, yep, and it's all depending on the light as well, the location of the light to get that type of refraction.
I'm not sure if you guys see it or not, but in the picture that I've paused right now, or you guys can't see it because I'm saving the shit out of this one. Hang on. Yeah, that's right. I'm saving the fuck out of this one. I'll tell you exactly why in a second. Okay, so in the background of this, you can see. Oh no, where you go? Back. There it is. Oh, I gotta find it again.
I think that may be south of where you and Travis were,
Nope.
Sean.
It's definitely north. 100%.
Is it north? Okay.
Yeah, it's
right.
north just a few, about only a couple miles at best. And I know that just by, well, mainly that house, but where he's looking at H, when he's looking at H, we were looking at H to our right. Like, so if we're looking straight west, it would be northwest where H was for us. But Santa Clarita, I think it is called. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Let me see. Here, let me pull up this, and I'll be able to show you.
You can identify exactly where he was because there is a very, very distinctive house. You don't see it in you see it in the view where he shows the steps.
Yeah.
Where you walk the steps.
Right there.
There's a really, really distinctive house right next to those steps. You can find that easily on Google Earth.
Yeah, that's one of the ways I know too, because where we were at, it was all state beach. Like that house is like the beginning of where the houses are. Let me show and share. Oh no, where'd it go? So,
but I know Shanji is gonna. We are off. He said, "Let me grab my phone and hit play in this video, and you're gonna be laughing, giggling at yourself. You're like, what the fuck is this?"
Okay, so
in Montreal, just for your information, the P900, contrary to popular belief on the flat Earth side, was not the first telephoto device ever invented. Telescopes with 100 power have been around for goddamn hundreds of years.
It is one of these houses up on this coastline.
You guys act like you could never have seen anything like this without a goddamn Nikon P900. Jesus.
Yeah, quite ridiculous, isn't it?
Like, did these guys even read what Galileo did? Like, what the?
Yeah, see, it's definitely north. I can't find the house right now, but where this little picture thing is, this is where we were, and south of there, or not wrong one, right here.
Oh, you gotta way further north
to find it, right?
I think so.
Yeah, because we were right here.
You were way south of there.
Yeah.
Where he's taking those pictures from is way north of that point.
Yeah, like somewhere in the Carpintera or the Taro Canyon area, something like that. Because these black spots,
Santa Barbara, yeah.
Yeah, these black spots are the H's that he was that he was showing.
So it was Gina?
No, he was at
zoom in around those spots right there.
The dark
spots?
Yeah. So
those dark spots.
One
because that on the left are the H platforms. That's G, that's H.
Oh no. These are all H's. G's are down here.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. The G's.
That's the H's. That's the H platforms right there.
So yeah, the dark spots.
That
one
G's, on the right side.
These are the G's. These are the H's.
Right.
And then there's a solo one right there, but that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. But that just the orientation of them.
Yeah, I'm looking at it on YouTube. I can't watch it on.
Okay.
In Discord, so I'm behind. But
yeah, that top circle is where the H's are. All the G's are down by Oxnard. That's how I know the landmass behind it, because well, in my images, because where we were standing, Anacapa Island was behind G's, and Santa Cruz is behind H's.
Yeah, from where they were, it's between Santa Cruz and Anacapa.
Yeah, I'm renaming that island to Anacapa.
Okay, then you're looking at those platforms that are right here. There's a few sets here too.
No.
No?
Wait a minute. Let me look. I'm in the actually watching YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Like if I turn If I join your live stream thing, my audio goes away.
Oh, okay.
If you go to those, go to the three black dots. The black dot that's got the 4 H platforms in it.
Yeah.
Okay. The one on the far right is Hill House.
Yes.
And then if you go to the small dot beyond it, that's where Habitat is.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I also have a.
If you draw a line, sort of splitting between Hill House and Habitat, and follow that back to the coastline. Then, and if you extend it out beyond to where the islands are, you'll see that there's nothing behind those platforms.
Okay.
Open sea.
I'm trying to find because all the shit I'm doing with Travis. I'm pretty sure I have a detailed map of the platforms now. And if I'd find it, I should pass that to you because you look at that stuff too. Yep, here it is. Found it. Oops, I didn't want to do that. There we go. All right, there it goes. It's loading up. Okay, so okay, here we go. So, oh yeah, you're on YouTube. Actually, you can look in the Discord, Blue, because I'll just paste the picture in there, and you can get the map of. But that's a map of all the platforms in that channel right now.
Yep.
It's just CGI.
Yeah.
Draw a line.
By the way,
if you draw a line just slightly south of Santa Cruz, back between Habitat and Hill House, and extend that to the coastline. That's
okay.
where he is.
Okay, so actually, I'm a little bit further south. I'm even more south than I thought I was.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. So where the Rincon, yeah, okay. So where that Rincon Island is, that was north of us. Like I have photos, I can see the Rincon Island, and yeah, like I was saying, because where it says Ventura in that picture, I was halfway between Rincon and Island and Ventura, that Ventura word on the coast. That's where we were standing at. Yeah, okay. I see what you're saying. That means I'm correct in the direction that he was. He's just a little bit further north than I thought he was.
Yeah, you're probably 6 or 7 miles further.
Yeah. And that also makes sense to why in the in one of the things I was just looking at when it comes to what he was looking at, there's that island in the background. And just because my question would be is where the hell is all the mountain? Because remember, all that miraging brought that platform up, right? There's no curve. Yeah. Then the mountains in the background, they should have gone up too. We should see more mountain.
Yeah, but you don't.
Ooh, actually, this is a perfect shot right here. I'm gonna get a screenshot and then I'll put it in the chat for you, Blue. But this is a really good way of orientating yourself on that I'm going to keep.
By the way,
this one right here.
I've posted a good little article for you, Sean, about entropy.
I'll check it out. Oh, I see it. Yeah, Blue, if you click on that picture and you open it, you'll see on the left the 3 platforms, and then on the right in front of the mountains, the 4. But I think these are different. He's in a different. How do you say it?
Those 4 on the right, those are the H platforms.
Yeah.
And the furthest one on the left is Hill House.
Yes.
And you can barely see Habitat behind it. Just to the left of it.
Yeah. That's the skinny one, right?
Yeah, the little bitty one. Yeah. You can see them both. And when he zooms in, he zooms right in on that part. But you can see that Santa Cruz Island, it stops. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
And Anacapa is way further left. A little bit of Anacapa.
Yeah, I
See
see
just
it.
a little bit.
Okay. I see.
Damn perspective.
What the hell does a guy from Tennessee know this much about goddamn Anacapa Island?
I don't know. I hate it too. I don't even live up
I
there.
never wanted to know anything about Anacapa Island.
Me either, Blue.
Hang on, Blue.
Right.
Just a quick question. Do you know how to read a map?
I know how to read a what?
Map.
Yeah, I thought he was talking a different language. The question didn't make sense.
Do you know how to? Because if Blue turns around and goes, "Yes, I know how to read a map," I'll go, "That's their problem. They don't know how to read a fucking map."
Wow.
I feel your pain there.
I
Believe
actually
me.
completely understand your frustration level as of late, Blue, on this topic. That is so clear cut. What the fuck to even think about that, the black swan images. That blink test was like a perfect globe proof blink test. I don't think Erebus could have been prouder. Jeez.
Slice Bar Kane would be proud of that. Soundly would be proud.
Yeah.
I think I have to. I don't know. I want to go to Oakley's now. But no, I don't. Because I'm pretty sure, Blue, you said something along the same lines. I should give you the pictures I have.
I don't know. I don't know where these guys get this foolishness from, but I mean, good Lord, this is about as plain as the balls on a tall dog.
That's awesome.
Or is that like seeing a Jesus anus?
I'm just looking.
I was going to say, was Farmers still awake? And I'm like, oh, that's right. He's got nothing else to fucking do.
Well, yeah. To be honest, I didn't feel tired, so I just thought, oh fuck it, I'll go with it. And it's now 2:33 in the morning, and whatever.
No, it's not. It's 4:12 in the afternoon, mate. So it's all. Oh, that's right. Your daylight saving started, didn't it?
Yes. I woke up this morning and thought, my God, I had a good lie-in, because I'd completely forgotten the clocks had gone forward an hour.
They went forward an hour like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Ours go back. Yeah, ours go back next weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are so weird. You need to get on, catch up.
Maybe it's because of some form of orbital mechanics and some form of axial tilt that this planet.
I don't know what that has to do with you guys not knowing how to tell time.
Well, fuck you. I've got a half-hour difference, mate.
I always thought when I was a kid, though, how weird that was, where you go, like, here it gets dark. We're dark about 8:30. Like, it's completely dark. When you go somewhere, like, you go east from here, there are places, it gets dark 9:30. Sometimes 10 o'clock, and people don't realize that. Yeah, that's how it works.
It's like when we get to.
You want a quick laugh? Look at this uploaded picture. This is one of the other observations. They say we got plenty of the black swans. Look at this one.
What the fuck happened to the platform?
Almighty.
What the fuck?
It's not that wide.
It's been flattened.
Yeah, that's a flat Earth oil rig.
Habitat is about a third the height that normally is.
That makes sense. That is a flat Earth platform.
Yeah, absolutely. Flatten the shit out of that motherfucker, didn't they?
Wait. Jose, did you say that's their other black swan?
One of the other ones, yeah. I can share. I'll share the link with you. Look, you can have a laugh. You know who mirrored this? This one was mirrored by Taboo Conspiracy, and he's from the same guy from the BMLS.
But everyone else understand that in itself is an oxymoron.
There you go.
Look at the title. Welcome to the real world. Welcome to Flat Earth.
Oh, jeez.
This is the great black swan.
Yeah, but here's the problem. If you've got one black swan argument, you can't have a second one.
That's
black swan's an anomaly.
When Jose said, "Here's their other black," I went, "What the fuck did he just say?"
Yeah, you would think it. I'll say they got the same observation in a different day. Dude, they got a totally different garbage. Different day.
See,
the best part is when you look at how much of the other oil rig is missing, they have a lumpy Earth. They don't even have a flat Earth.
It's a lumpy Earth.
I'm scared.
It's laughable, bro. It's laughable.
We need to be laughing. It's better. It's been a real hectic week. I'm happy this stream turned into a good one. Like, it wasn't, we're positive. Thank you guys. I do appreciate that shit, because it's been a rough fucking week for the live streams. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but for some reason, the last two streams, you've shouted me out for some reason. Or you've brought my name up for some reason.
I got a lot of respect for the conversations we've had off air, me and you, and the DMs and whatnot. I thank you for those. Trust me. I listen to everything you say. I take it to heart.
Oh, good, man.
Yeah,
good.
I have nothing but respect for you. You are a brother, my friend. Yeah, that's why you
Nice.
hear Davros' name all the time. I like to bounce in, and here's the big reason. And I've said this: we are almost polar opposites when it comes to this, how to have this conversation. And when we have the conversations off of live stream, it's very easy to see kind of where I can be irrational or he can, and I end up being able to see a middle easier with him. Probably better than any of you guys.
Yeah.
Everyone on this panel. When having a conversation with Davros reminds me that that I can't look at just how he's saying it as fact, or how I think of it as fact. I literally have to mesh everything and kind of non-biasedly look at both sides. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It makes me.
I said this to someone the other day. Everyone has a difference of opinion, but does that change what the actual fact is?
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Yeah, Blue does the same shit. Blue, trust me.
There we go. Zooming in.
That message you sent me about the Kobe Bryant shit, Blue. That was probably I couldn't thank you more. I needed that, and I thank you. The second I got that message, I went, "Wow, damn right."
Dude, what in the hell is this kind of distortion? What in the hell is this distortion? Why are they even trying to analyze these pictures?
That's actually compression.
This is phenomena, known, and it's okay that they recorded it, but don't use it as an evidence of like a flat earth, really.
Well, like I said, what needs to happen is someone who does teach people about photography and stuff needs to join the community and start getting there from taking these observations, because these are really good observations for blink tests and what would happen.
I'm going to say something dangerous, Sean. These guys need to start playing with gas, right? And I know that sounds bad, but have you seen what happens when you let LPG out of the cylinder? Hey, see that hazing from the LPG as it comes up?
Yeah.
And then it spreads out, and things actually distort sideways because of it.
Yeah, I actually, one day, because I was about a month ago, I was digging a trench for a gas line, and I wasn't looking for it. But when they paid in, they were gonna do a purge test, so they basically want to make sure no cracks or kinks in the line. And the first thing that popped in my mind is actually get my camera phone out so I can show that, because they actually add something to that gas, people. If you ever see a gas leak, you should thank technology. Thank the fucking shit out of them, because that gas don't smell and that gas don't look. You can't see it. They make it that way.
It smells added, isn't it?
So
they put an additive that mixes with the gas to create a smell.
And the that wavy shit, it too. You don't. Otherwise, you wouldn't see it. You would have no clue. It's like what's that shit? Carbon monoxide poison, all that kind of crap. The silent killer.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One of those.
CO3.
Yep, it's one of those type of things. It's crazy. So yeah, anyone who sees that when they turn on their gas stove, you stop denying science, because you should thank them.
Yeah. That's why they put palladium in your catalytic converter, because it turns carbon monoxide into carbon dioxide.
So my conclusion in this Black Swan is, please people stop using this type of distorted pictures to measure what reality looks like. Choose a picture with a clear view with straight edges that actually represents reality. Choose wisely. It's not too hard. You see a distorted picture, you see a clear picture. Choose the clear one. Boom.
Yeah. Like I said, that'd be the only reason I would want to go near Oakley's, is because I have clear pictures of the Black Swan location, and that not very people have that. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah, but Jose, the reason the Black Swan is not a black swan is it does represent reality on some days when the atmosphere is all screwed up. That is really what you're seeing. There's nothing.
Okay.
It's absolutely not unexpected. We see that sort of thing happen. It's not like we've never seen it before. We see it everywhere.
A Blue, is there any type of miraging? Compression would do it, but compression isn't. You don't see obstruction. I'm trying to think
what's happening to this flattened. This flattened thing. It's a compressed image.
Exactly. So, but the whole argument, Travis, I'm just brainstorming. The whole argument that Travis has is that that refraction is what obstructs, not a physical body of water. But I'm trying to think in my head, and I just popped in my head. There's no situations of miraging that actually obstruct.
No. Except for fog.
Nah, that's not refraction. That's a particle. It's haze.
Yeah, except for fog. That's the only thing that will obstruct something in the atmosphere is fog, hazing, or cloud.
But those are all physical obstructions. Those are all things.
But hazing is basically more particulates in the air coming from pollution.
Yeah.
Or from stuff rising from the ground, filling that space with different particles that make it difficult to see parts.
Yeah, that was another argument I got with Travis that I didn't even think I had to have an argument, because I was telling him, you don't see Gina in our observations because of the haze, and he's like, or I said something about the pollution in that area, because there is a lot of pollution in that area, in the LA area, Ventura area, that is very visible. And I had said something about visibility, and he was like, who says pollution has anything to do with visibility? I'm like, it's a particle. What, are you crazy?
Holy fuck, has he not read the reports from places like China and Tokyo that talk about the pollution level for visibility?
I'm going to pull it up. I want you guys I'm not going to show everything, because I don't think me and him are at the point where I have to piss him off that much right now. But
yeah.
I know, but I'm not going to. I just want to read that part, because it was like, wait, what the fuck am I having to say to you right now? I think it showed him. Okay, he says, I'd love to see the weather report with pollution stats. Don't think visibility means pollution. Said it does in the case of LA areas or major cities. I started hearing a lot about it years ago in China because of the pollution problems, because it's a cloud seeding and all that stuff. And then he says, you have proof visibility means pollution. I said, that it means in general terms, no. In the case of LA and other major cities, yes, it is a factor into the data and visibility reports. He says, right, proof of that, please. So I sent him a link. He says, also proof of Ventura uses same definition. I said, okay, I'm going to grab some food, blah, blah, blah. I sent him a link, visibility effects of air pollution, as the link I sent him. He said, Sean, I'm talking about getting a report on the conditions that include pollution for the Channel Islands. So I sent him another one.
Oh, fuck's sake.
So I sent him another one. The link is Air Now, Oxnard, California, air quality. He says, so he said, laugh out loud. As if air quality 20 miles away is uniform. This is a joke. Pollution isn't refraction and doesn't cause mirages. Just because you demand more data doesn't obligate me to you. The image is the data. That's it. I don't know what the hell he said.
No, not this shit again.
I can see. I can't see far. I can. That's it. Okay, I see what he's saying. He's saying the image that his images are data. That's it. I can see. I can't. I can't see far. I can. That's it. I'm not making predictions. I said, laugh out loud. I never said pollution is refraction, Travis. What the fuck? Okay, so with your logic,
the pollution can limit your vision, though.
Yeah, but he said he made it seem like I said it was refraction, and I said, okay, so with your logic, Travis, you should be able to look at any pic, quote in parentheses, data, and explain what's happening. Can you? And he said, not a single photo. No. I said this already. You can't pay attention. You have no idea how much I pay attention. Sickening. So I said, okay, if I show you multiple photos of an area, you can explain. Remember, this is what now at this point. This is because I'm trying to verify Travis knows what he's doing. So I'm asking Travis all these questions about. I want him to show me how the ether band works in other photos, because obviously his photos aren't the only photos on Earth. Then he says, it depends what you're trying to explain. But yeah, dude, if no different than Corporius, I'm looking up the sky. Oh, okay. There's no difference between Capricorn or I don't even know what the fuck he was trying to say. Looking up at the sky and explaining shit you think is real. What fucking data did he have? Oh, Copernicus. That's what it is. Copernicus looking at blah, blah, blah. Nothing, he made shit up. Mine is much less complicated. And then you guys may have started to see me do this, where I started typing photo plus data equals accuracy. Photo plus opinion equals simple and less complicated, which is basically what I've decided Travis is doing. That's the Travis logic, is what I call it. And then he went irate, and that was the last time. I haven't messaged him back since. This was last Wednesday. He says, I have fucking data. You missed the point of Copernicus. What data did he have but opinion? Ideas? Fuck. Make this a team effort. I get the photos, you get the fucking data. Join the team. That was the last message between me and Travis. Yeah. Apparently, we're a team now, and I get the data. he does the photos.
I want to echo what Jose said, because he's 100% right.
Hmm?
I mean, what you draw from all this is stop looking at these screwed up damn pictures.
Yep. Yeah.
We know what happens.
Oh yeah, they
absolutely
fucking run.
Those are days when you get out there, take a look, and say, "Oh shit, this is no good." Put your camera back in the damn case, get back in the car, and go have a beer.
Yep. This is one of the, you would think, and again, I told you a lot of the people this when I started, or when I went and met up with Travis, it was I need to figure out if he's real or not. I need to figure out where we stand in this argument, and from both sides. I even told Travis, okay, when are we gonna have this conversation about these photos and everything? Oh yeah, we'll do it when you get home. I've been trying to talk about these images that I have now for months, or a month. How about that? A month. Every time I ask Travis, when are we going to look at that cargo ship footage? He hasn't. Think about that. Travis has been on my stream at least 5 times since that visit, the meetup. He's been here 3 times since I've obtained those photos, and since the day I got those files, we haven't talked about it. All Travis is doing is streaming every day, with Sean. Why can't Sean G Horizon? And all he's doing is looking at the red roof end and that fucking that boat video. That's it. Like I said to a lot of people, not this whole thing. There's a method to my madness, a method to it. And I keep telling you guys, trust me, let me do it my way, and you will see in the end. That's all, and that's realistically all. That's how it works. You can, if he wants to dodge talking about the files that I have and he has, it's a scary thing right there. That's what irritating the fuck out of me right now. And that was the one thing I said too, because I'm seeing what Sean Hawkins is saying. That was one of the main reasons I went up there, Sean, because I wanted to be able to have us make the observations, and then when it comes down to the what did we see part, I would there figure out if we are seeing the same thing, but the same argument we've had before when Yerbis and I buried the Etherman. But it gives it more honesty, I guess, or more. It forces you to show the honesty in which you're bringing to the table when we both made that observation and we can both talk about it. If he does not have the conversation with me about that cargo ship, it will make my opinion very clear. And when I get the confirmation that's not going to happen, I'll make the announcement to what I think. But yeah, right now I'm in frustration mode now. It doesn't make sense. It's aggravating when someone wants to talk shit on their live streams and avoids having a conversation with you. That's the main thing. I know Travis knows I have his number. I'm almost 100% positive of it. I can just tell. His problem is going to be what's he going to do when everything comes out. And there's no other way. It's just the way. That's how I look at it. And I don't care for what everyone else thinks. Straight up the bat, I'm talking about purely me. When that shit happens, he becomes like a seek and find. I see you there, but I don't care. I hope that doesn't happen, but I've made it very clear many of times. I got no time for those people. And my frustration level is building every day that we don't have this actual conversation. Not that bullshit. This is this. This is that. No, Sean, you're not paying attention. No, I'm talking about a real conversation about these fucking observations and you actually being honest with these observations, not your bullshit about an ether band. Your ether band doesn't always exist. Therefore, your ether band is bullshit. That's called reality.
Cool.
You going live tonight, Jose?
I am not.
I keep forgetting I started late today.
Yeah.
I keep looking at my clock going, damn, it's already late.
No, it's not late. It's early.
It's early for you. What time is it for you?
It's 5 to 3 in the morning here.
Damn.
Yeah, well, fuck it. Who cares?
Almost 10 o'clock for me and Jose.
Yep.
Sun is almost about to set. I think it's actually.
Yeah, I was doing a little. I pasted a link to a text generator. It give you different fonts. It's kind of cool. In the top you type in whatever, and it give you a bunch of fonts. So scroll down, choose one, copy and paste, and it's really cool for YouTube. Type a couple.
Here you go, Sean.
Oh, that's nice.
Make it fun.
Here you go, Sean. Just sorry, I had to go make a couple of phone calls, but here's some pollution photos for you.
That's fucking gross. Why did you put that in there? What is that?
Okay, so one's China's smog, right? Look at the visibility. The other one is of Taiwanese water taken from different locations.
That is fucking gross. That's how they get all these fucking cool ass things in the chat. I was wondering that shit. I was like, damn, someone's bored. Either got too much time on their fucking hands.
Yeah, some of them, you gotta test trial and error. Some of them doesn't work because of the size of the YouTube chat, but most of them work. The smaller ones, It's cool.
Do they work in the? Oh yeah, they do work in the OBS side.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jose. Those are awesome. I'm gonna be playing with that a lot. Yeah, that is so gross.
I know there's more. I know there's more options, but this is kind of a simple one, for a friendly use.
Yes, GPS, that is worse than your vegan bacon.
There is no such thing as vegan bacon.
Yeah, but those water samples, Jesus, wept.
Yeah, but if Travis says pollution doesn't affect visibility, he can go fuck off.
Right.
Yeah,
He's not going to accept anything that goes against his bullshit narrative, is he?
Well, that's the best part because he won't. Here's the thing, and I know this is why I'm trying to figure out his motivation and everything. He's one of the people, and so let me try to get this clear. So there are people that come on my streams. Montreal is probably the best example, and regardless, this will happen. You can have a conversation with somebody, and with Travis, this is what happens. He agrees on everything observed. Where's the line? Is that a miraging line? Yes, that's a miraging line. Is that infraction? That's infraction. Is this blah 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 blah. Everything is understood. What is the conclusion from everything you see? Is when Travis stops. That's when Travis is like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
That's that part that makes me go, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
You got C4 in the YouTube chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Jose. Thank you, C4. I do appreciate that, my friend. He says, I love you all, no matter what your belief. Please be smart and stay safe. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. And this is all fun and games and all that shit, but regardless of that shit, we all got to kind of do this together. So at least at that
C4's
point.
another brother, Sean.
Absolutely.
He's a brother.
I love him, man. He's cool as shit. He's always around, and he's level-headed as fuck. He's not one of those just talk shit people. Yeah, I'll go ahead and end this one out on a good note.
Good idea.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to do, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of Black Swan research. I doubt very much of it. I actually got
just a quick thing. Gas pressure next to a different pressure. Right?
I'm gonna do that tomorrow. I'm gonna do my show tomorrow on it.
Awesome.
Yeah. Start with breathing. All right.
Well, one thing
because that's gas pressure without a fucking container. Because you can hold your breath in with your mouth open.
Yeah. Again, I'm gonna say this is my personal aspect on it, just in case I can't make it there. It's not container. It's contain.
Yeah.
Gravity contains.
It's more retarded. It's retarded, and not in the way you think. Gravity retards the No, it does. It retards the capability of the atoms to go past 11.
Okay, yes. We'll talk. We'll discuss that another time tomorrow on Jose's
words.
Because that'd be really fucked up if I just went to another 2 hours of gas pressure.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna go ahead and end this one out. I'm gonna go ahead and title it "Gas Pressure Container."
Oh shit,
Blue, you should join me. Jose, you got any thumbnails you want to pass?
Right.
Yeah. Jose's got thumbnails for days. Jose's becoming a GIF and meme expert.
That's the fun part about getting to figure these things out. It does it to me too. It happens to me all the time too, where I'm like, "Oh, or try this software for this," and you find it, and you end up in the rabbit hole of something, some editor or some creator thing.
If you didn't see today, I had the background, the Tesla car, with the Earth rotating around it. It was just fun, it was kind of poking fun of everybody. So I like that one.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Like right now, like I noticed, and obviously, the green screen or the chroma key function on OBS, which is
that's fun. Yeah,
awesome. Right now, I'm in the process is I'm now trying to figure out how to create green screen overlays or chroma key images. It's not hard, but like the one I have right now, like I actually made the 2 pictures on the ends, the TV, and then the lights. Those are all green screen stuff. Like I'm trying to figure out how to like make that kind of stuff and then put them in videos. Just found a video one that actually does really good work for the chroma key settings. So I'm in that process where I'm learning those things because that's when it gets real fun. Obviously, you can tell the chroma key function. I got I'm building a green screen frame so I can put a green screen because green screen, regardless, is going to always be better than the chroma key.
I got a green screen. I don't have the frame. I haven't used it at all. I got it over there still, nice and straight.
You can build a PVC frame for less than $10. That's
what I've been thinking exactly. Yep, and get a nice lamp, lighting.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be.
Jose, there's a guy on YouTube shows you how to do it.
Yep. And then you can get like those lights you would hold for like reptiles or something, like a heat lamp or something. A small bulb that you clip to the top with like a clamp or something. That's more than enough lighting. Especially you almost may not need lighting. Well, I guess it would depend on when you did it, but the main thing is you don't need a big wall. Like you see all those people with big ass walls.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Mine is decent.
Behind you.
It's 7 feet by 6 feet. It's actually huge.
Yeah,
that's plenty.
Yeah.
Because like if I turn my camera, like when I turn my camera on, I'm gonna turn it on real quick for people on YouTube.
Don't do it! Don't do it! No!
Dick.
Yeah, I know what I want to do is I want to just record a couple videos, to make fun and put, composite together maybe for intros and stuff like that. But I'll still do my show outside, raw. But I want to do some little creations for my intros and outros.
Yeah.
I remember last time Pete Shea was on and he goes, show your face, show your face. I said, I've got 10 videos with my fucking face on it.
I've seen it. So people on YouTube can see it, or if you guys look at the screen, the little wall I have back behind me, it's maybe 3.5, 4 feet tall, and then I need maybe another foot. But yeah, my green screen frame is 5 feet by 4 feet. It's very small because I want to be able to pick it up, take it, and move it out of the way and all that stuff. So as long as it covers the back, your backing, what the camera sees, essentially that's all you really need. Those big ass ones are for when you want to start. Like Horace Sheet's actually really good at it. But I've been doing it a long time. The one you have is perfect for when you want to stand up and have that green screen, the whole background, walk or maybe take a few steps.
Try temporarily, for before you spend, 10, 15, $20 on it. Spend $2 or $3 in Walmart. Just buy a piece of fabric, a nice green, but buy it extra so you can put it double, It's not a see-through. It works.
Yeah. The only thing I kind of done a little reading on the green screen part of it, and again, I got to go look into it more just to have a better understanding. But the main thing with the fabric is it's that it doesn't wrinkle. That there's no you imagine how a flag waves. Yeah, so how a flag waves, it doesn't ever move in that way. It has to be tight as possible so there's no shadowing effects. Then again,
like trampolining.
Yeah, exactly. But then I was reading a guy who does special effects in movies with green screens, and he was showing like little techniques where they do like folds in it to make it look like so. Like when they have like a wolf running full clip through the forest, like they show you techniques to make that stuff look more real, like the depth better, and all that. It's pretty badass.
Even with a curve, with a fan rolling, depends how the fan is hitting it, wave effects and stuff. Make it cool.
You probably were watching the same one.
Yep,
it's super badass. It definitely makes me want to learn more into the production side. Like I've said, man, I love streaming. Streaming is the funnest thing in the world. But believe it or not, the editing and then the behind the scenes during the stream stuff,
time consuming. It's hours, bro.
Yeah, but I enjoy doing that stuff. I know we're good enough to ever be like, hey, I want to produce somebody's show and I'll make all your graphics. That seems like a little bit too much pressure for me now. I'm not that good, but it's fun. I enjoy. Half the reason I do these is obviously the panel, but I really enjoyed playing with the OBS. I think I have 7 collections, and in every single one of my scenes, I probably have 8 scenes plus all the sources on. Like I'm constantly learning OBS, constantly learning how OBS works differently and all that stuff. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it.
Well, I'm not gonna stay here anymore.
Yes,
I'm gonna
please.
get out of here. Thank you very much, Angie, for the stream. All kinds of fun, and be safe, everybody out there. Be clean and be safe.
Yes,
Boom.
absolutely. Everyone, you guys all have a good night. I do appreciate you all hanging out and being here. Blue, thanks for sharing that link, man. I gotta watch that and laugh at it some more. That was awesome.
It is hilarious.
Yep.
That's for sure.
I definitely will see you guys around. I know I'm not going to go to. It's early for me, so I'll still be up and around. But tomorrow,
I'm going to go yell at some people.
I'm you sounded so happy.
Highlight of his day.
Yeah, he got a big smile on his face now.
I do. Thing is, does anyone know what this dog picture is from? It's from
what dog picture?
My avatar in
What
it's
is
from
that?
the picture of people who have the IQ of a fucking crayon dog.
Oh, yes.
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get out of here. I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Alrighty. That was fun. Definitely happy this one ended on a good note. Again, as far as I'm concerned, people, if people are spouting complete bullshit, go flag that shit. I'd much rather people be angry and fuck with me because I said that than that kind of bullshit be out there. People like Karen B, Glowbusters, Earth is seriously flat. Like those guys aren't. It's not just stupid anymore. That's just blatant fucking moral ethics, and it's fucking insane. Makes me want to punch people in their mouth. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get the hell out of here before I start on another rant. I will see most of you guys, somewhere in a server or someone's live stream chatting away. Otherwise, I may be in tomorrow. I'm not sure. I gotta look at the weather report. If no rain, I'll be working tomorrow. And then it's a coin toss to whether I'll be on, but I'll be around. Definitely stop by somebody's stream or hang out somewhere during the day. But so with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop ear beating you guys and get the hell out of here. Peace.
Bye.